Hello, everyone. What is going on? My name is Timpedia, and welcome to the end. That's it. The end. Bye.
That's
The
it.
That's
end.
it.
Final
Bye.
final
Peace.
episode. We're not giving a number
The
anymore.
end of 2020. We are mere
We
days
gave a number.
away from the day that the universe magically fixes everything and makes.
Yo, for real though. We there.
um.
Right? That's how it works.
But yeah.
That's right.
So.
The light at the end of the tunnel is just a light hanging from a larger tunnel.
um.
2021, baby. Let's go.
But as you all know, my name is Timpedia, and on my right
That's Friedman, also known as Andrew, but mostly known as Friedman.
and on the left,
It's just Tyler. It's
and
only Tyler, nothing else.
that is
Only
all we're
Tyler.
here with this day because some of us are still playing WoW with the new expansion that came out.
Oh, look at me. I'm
Hold
108 shaman in the world. Me, me,
on.
me, me,
So we
me.
keep calling it new. How? When did this come out? It feels like it's
Came
been a
out in
while now.
Well,
November.
free it came out in November,
Okay,
but you
that's okay.
forget
That's pretty
rating
new then.
only launched 2 weeks ago.
Gotcha. So it is
Remember, it was
brand
like
new
the same
content.
time as Cyberpunk. Yeah, so
Yeah, I was supposed
That
to.
is right.
yeah. But we're here with our 2020 wrap up, so we got a lot of stuff to cover. Because for better or worse, a lot of things happened this year. But we did get some news and a few things to talk about. The news that squeaked in just under the wire, and most of that news for video games came from the Mountain Dew Doritos sponsored Game Awards.
Oh shit! I
Ooh.
don't have the air horn sound on my soundboard, but this is the part where the MLG Pro shit would start playing.
That's
Snoop
the best
Dogg will
I
say
could.
"smoke weed every day." Hit counters will start going off. Air horns.
So the first and best piece of news from this comes from uh Freeman, you put that in the wrong place.
Hmm?
Or did you move whatever, never mind. You're moving
Honestly, didn't
longer.
know any of this.
So the Game Awards night, me, Freeman, Luigi, and Leslie are playing Magic at my house. And
Oh
I step
man.
away to use the bathroom. And I go on Reddit, and people go, "Oh my god, the new Smash character got announced!" And I watch the trailer, and I come downstairs, and I go, "Freeman, guess who the new Smash character is?"
No. It was the opposite. We both went to different bathrooms.
That's
You
right.
got back first, started watching. I walk in, and I just remember you're like, "It's the new character." I'm like, "Who is it?" And you were the one to tell me, so I didn't get immediately shocked by the trailer. But you just screamed, "Freeman, it's Sephiroth," and I was like, "No fucking way! There's no fucking way it's Sephiroth." And then
So
we
I
watched the
rewound and
trailer,
showed you the trailer.
and like I wish someone had taken a picture because I was just making the PogChamp face for like the entire like minute and a half after the Sephiroth theme starts playing.
Burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it.
Yeah, very.
Burn it.
I was in complete shock.
Who cares? I don't even play Smash.
So the only reason I care is because I've become um how do I put this? Overly
Boy.
interested in watching Sakurai's videos where he breaks down the new characters
Yes.
before they come out. So like I was just waiting for Sakurai to just talk about him for a half an hour, and it was a really good half an hour of him just like talking about all the details and when to Sephiroth and like what different like bits of the games and movies they wanted to try to pull into his character.
You can tell that every single one of these DLC characters has had a lot of thought and time and development put into them.
Definitely.
Like, say what you will
Honestly, I
about
didn't know that people still played Smash. Or at least,
Tyler. I don't think anyone still plays Smash. I think they literally only care about what characters are in Smash, just to say that their characters are in Smash.
Yeah, I haven't actually played since Character Pack 2 started coming out, but it's more of
Jesus.
I enjoy the hype.
Yeah.
Plus, like I do watch like replays of pros playing, so when new characters come out, it adds more variety. Like all right, I'm gonna get crucified for this, but
Oh
like
boy.
I fucking hate watching Melee and seeing Fox versus Fox
Hey, whoa,
in the
hey, whoa, whoa,
finals.
whoa.
Freeman, you
Whoa.
can't just assault an entire
Yo,
dozen
listen.
people on the internet like that.
Dude, like
I'm
look,
one of the dozen. Get the hell what?
it was cool in 2007, but like it's not entertaining anymore. Like
Mm,
when Jigglypuff became top tier, that was the best fucking like section of professional Melee because suddenly everyone had to adapt to the we're gonna fight in the air meta instead of the I'm gonna jerk off on the ground with my wave dashing. Like
man,
it
I'm
was
real glad that this is the last episode ever.
damn.
I'm
Well,
like real glad.
this is not actually the last episode. None of us clarified that after the opening joke.
Yeah,
Is it a joke?
Debatable.
debatable
Damn.
after what you just said.
Why you think the Fox versus Fox matchups is peak Smash?
I love them.
Oh my god.
I think they're great.
They
No
work.
meme. I
Let's-
think they're awesome.
All right, before we get too mired in this fight, we have so much to cover, and all we really needed to say was that story about how
This is
Smash...
Final Fantasy 13 round 2.
Tyler, what'd you think
Nah,
of the
dude.
trailer, though?
1v1 me next time you come over. Final Destination, Fox only.
Damn.
We'll see how fun it is.
Fox 4 stock. Or I guess it's the new one. New one's 3. Dude, I get smashed, dude. I used to be decent at Smash, and I'm not good anymore.
Tyler, wait. Did you?
Yeah, neither am I.
What did you think of the trailer when you saw it?
For Sephiroth,
Yeah,
I didn't watch it because I didn't care.
the actual CGI trailer.
Yeah, I didn't give a
Wow.
fuck.
Okay.
Oh wow, you missed all the cool jokes.
I was gonna say
As
there
much
was
as I like Final Fantasy 7,
That's what I was-
I just don't
dude,
care.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there was a lot of references that I didn't get, but Friedman was like, "Yo, that's pretty hype."
Oh, I don't know. I never. Maybe I'll watch it after this. Like I said, I don't know.
Well,
I never
we're gonna
cared.
talk about Magic in a few minutes, so you could take that.
Oh,
time
so I could
to...
You may want to
Sleep.
watch it while we're talking about Magic. Yeah.
But there, actually, the rest of the stuff is honestly super quick. That was the only really impressive thing. One thing that I cared about, there was a teaser for the new Mass Effect game, and it looks like Liara is alive.
Yeah, because
it's-
Andromeda did so fucking well.
Well, that's why we're going back to the back to the Milky Way and back to the cast with at least Liara after Mass Effect 3. So now we are finally moving forward in the timeline. I'm not going to get my hopes up, honestly. I'd rather replay all the 3 Mass Effect games again instead of ever touching Andromeda still.
Yeah,
I probably will do
Agreed.
that someday.
I like how
but-
that's not a controversial statement
No,
at
no,
all.
it's not because Andromeda was that terrible.
It's clearly, even if some people like Andromeda, EA has gone, oh shit, let's do something that people might not hate as much. 'Cause
I
I'm
mean,
sure-
they could always
I
just
am
make a new
sure-
IP.
Tyler, that requires thought.
That requires like effort.
Clearly, there are. I'm sure Andromeda had hooks for a teaser for a sequel. I mean, and clearly no one gives a shit.
Yeah,
But no, honestly, like the music and hearing Liara talk and seeing Liara standing on what's a destroyed Reaper in the trailer. Honestly, I got kind of excited. So I'm not getting my hopes up, but I am interested to see where this goes. I'm obviously not going to pre-order it or anything like that, but I'd be interested to see what happens. Because another Mass
I'm
Effect,
minorly interested.
another good Mass Effect game in that universe would be cool. Especially because they're clearly going to pick a canon ending of Mass Effect 3 now, which is wild.
Is it weird though, or is it not weird? Actually, I think I feel the same way about this new Mass Effect like I do with the Halo franchise now.
It's just
where
kind
it's
of an
like-
interesting thing that you don't care about that much.
Or like, yeah, in a sense of like, okay, the last thing that they put out was such a definitive ending, and it didn't leave much open, that I already didn't really care that much about Andromeda to begin with. Then when it came out and I watched my friend play it, I was like, oh, I don't. But like, same thing.
No, I totally
Like,
get you.
The ending was so. It felt so just like
Dude,
done.
whatever you thought of the ending of 3, which I never hated as much as most people, I've said this before and I'll keep saying it. I never hated the ending of 3 nearly as much as many people did.
But when 3 ended, were you clamoring for a sequel?
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, there's the two sides to that, where there's the side of, yes, you always want more of the thing you love. But even then,
Yeah.
I recognized it's okay to let it go. Mass Effect was really good, and it's okay to try new things.
Like Halo 4.
Imagine a world where what does the world look like if Halo actually ended with Halo 3?
It'd be better where like, I don't know, the whole team could have been committed to like fucking. Actually, I don't even know. I honestly have no idea.
Yeah.
I was just talking about out of my ass.
I
was about
yeah,
to.
it wasn't. Sorry, it wasn't supposed to be an answered question. It was kind of just a rhetorical. Like, could you imagine if, like, because some people, per the comments on the Master Chief LP, some people liked 4. I think almost no one likes 5 at all.
I feel like if they stopped at 3, the Master Chief Collection would have come out like years earlier. But other than that, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think much would have changed.
Well, but Halo would be over. The Halo.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. I guess
God.
it's not technically over. There's still another one coming out at
Yeah,
some
that's
point.
yeah, Freeman, that's what I'm saying. Like, Microsoft banks on Master Chief to this day. I mean,
Oh, I thought you were just talking about like the reputation of the series.
No. Like, literally, if it ended at 3, what does the world look like?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Speaking of ended, a series that I thought was done, Perfect Dark. I was just looking over a headline thing.
I was sure that this was a dead franchise,
Same.
especially after Zero.
Mm-hmm. But
Did y'all play Zero? I know, Tim. I think
No,
you played. No,
absolutely
none of
not.
y'all played Zero.
I
Todd,
played
I
Perfect
mean-
Dark very briefly on N64,
Yeah,
and
I
it was
never
just
even
like
played more than a
I was,
mission or
and
two.
low key, I was like, I'm already shitty at GoldenEye. I can't take being
Yes,
shitty
sir.
at another shooter on N64.
Funny enough, I loved GoldenEye and played a ton of it, but I never played Perfect Dark.
You
Oh no,
should have.
don't get me wrong.
It's a much better. It's
I
much
know.
better than
I understand.
Don't get me wrong. I love GoldenEye. I was just awful at it.
you and everybody else.
I don't
All right,
know,
let's talk about like
this is
seriously.
cool. What?
I was like,
What,
for
the
a
N64
second,
controller?
yeah, like who could be good at a first-person shooter on the N64 though?
Well, nobody.
Exactly.
Hold on.
Yeah,
what were
That's
the
why
actual
you played
controls? Was
Odd
it?
Job.
Uh,
Hold on, I'm looking up what the N64 controls were because I remember this was during the era where they hadn't standardized what a first-person shooter control should be like. So, like, have you ever played Unreal Tournament on PlayStation? Like, instead of your left stick
Alright.
being look up, look down, look left, look right, it was move forward, move backwards, look left, look right. So they
let's be real. Who actually played Unreal Tournament on the PlayStation?
Never.
so I did, which is why I'm complaining about it.
Jesus, even.
Interesting. So on N64, it was your control stick was move forward, move back, move left, move right, and then the C stick was look around,
Yes.
which I think was
See
arguably.
buttons. What stick?
Oh, sorry, not stick. Yeah, my
Button.
bad. I'm used to Smash speak here. I think that was arguably the worst. Should have been swapped. Like control stick should have been look around.
Honestly, if without 2 sticks, it
wouldn't
was
have
just
worked.
never. It's never gonna be good.
It wouldn't have worked with Well, actually, I guess it could have D-pad, but it just wasn't good. Like the way the controller was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of N64 games I thought were great. Controller was a mess. They should have never had that controller.
All right. Well, before we get too
But
down
yeah,
this rabbit hole,
Perfect
I
Dark.
literally just wanted to say there was a Perfect Dark teaser. That's cool. We'll see if it's any good.
Again, I'm gonna be a negative Nancy and just not care about it.
It's owned by a Microsoft studio now, right?
Yeah, maybe we're finally seeing Microsoft put out any games at all.
Wait, it's not id
Wait,
or
what?
id a part of Microsoft Game Studios?
Wait, what?
I thought it was owned.
You
It's
mean what?
by whoever does Gears of War.
Banjo
Is doing it.
Kazooie.
Rare?
Rare, not id.
Yeah,
Jesus
that's
Christ!
what-
I had a
Tyler,
stroke.
That's what threw me off. I was
Whoa,
like,
what did I
id?
just
What?
say? Whoa, I'm sorry. I meant
I
Rare.
don't think Rare is making it.
Okay.
Anyway, real quick, 2 more things. Flight Sim coming to Xbox One. I think that's only cool because people were actually super into that game earlier this year, and I think people still are into that game.
Wait, Xbox One or the new ones?
Xbox One Series X and X. Sorry.
Okay. Maybe you guys know this because I don't. Is like controller compatibility a thing with the Series X? Like you just plug in like any flight stick?
Honestly, don't know.
Because I'm wondering. 'Cause
I
that would
don't
make
know.
it very PC like if it just would like
I
accept
mean,
any
I do
USB
know
controller.
that I'm sure the game works on regular Xbox controller, so it's not like you can't control it. But I don't know about flight stick compatibility. I really don't.
Interesting.
I'm sure you could find out because as soon as this was announced, I'm sure people were like, "Oh my god," because honestly, how is this game gonna run? This game pushed new hardware like in PCs,
Yeah.
but I just thought this was really cool because I know this was one of those games that's like people were shockingly happy that this was coming, and I think this is it's just such a cool piece of tech to bring to a new console.
If you told me a year ago people would be hyped for this, I'd be very confused.
Oh, totally. And then 2020 happened.
And then people started throwing their stimulus checks into freaking the
Yeah.
craziest freaking
DLC
hobbies.
airplane skins.
And then the last thing, which is even less of a teaser than the Mass Effect was, but Dragon Age is also getting a new game, which I care about even less than Mass Effect because I still haven't played Inquisition.
Damn.
I don't
But
think you're missing that much.
honestly, like Mass Effect was a trilogy of games that I liked from like 8 to 10s. Dragon Age was like a 9 out of 10, a 4 out of 10, and then I've never played the third game.
Damn.
Like Dragon Age 2
Inconsistent.
was just so ugh. Like I just
Yo,
never
if you want to borrow Inquisition, I got
I
Inquisition.
think I have it on Steam. Like let me check. I thought I already bought it. Inquisition.
Yeah, I never beat it. It was alright though.
Maybe I need to. Maybe it's on. Maybe I have it on Origin or something. I don't know. I'm not looking. But either way, I could get it for sale. I'm sure it's like $10 now. But
It's probably not that much anymore.
yeah, I don't know. I might play it someday. But anyway, so that's Game Awards. There was other stuff, but honestly, I looked through the list again just now, and I didn't see anything.
We all cared so little. This is the stuff we could barely care
it was
about.
Sephiroth and then
Emotion.
whatever. So speaking of stuff we do care about, and Tyler can take a nap
be
for
right
5
back.
minutes.
Actually,
Sure.
this is a
This
pretty
is
good allegory of
really
what we were
quick.
doing tonight. We got really excited about Sephiroth, then we went back to playing Magic the Gathering, just like
yeah,
we're
we
about
were
to do with
playing
the
Magic.
podcast news.
So we're in a lull for Magic, which always happens around the holidays because we have the set that comes out in November, and then we have a lull until the set at the end of January. In this case, it's
Yeah.
Kaldheim, which is our Viking Norse set.
The Viking metal set. Gonna be super cool.
Yes.
Gonna go super unspoiled. Oh wait.
Before we get to that, so it was super cool. Magic actually paid metal bands to apparently create music for this set and to put out, to spoil a couple of cards, most of which are pretty cool. The new god type is cool, where they flip into equipments. The new wolf, the new Fenrir, basically, is really cool. And the new dwarf berserker lady is really cool. Like, honestly, all the cards that they spoiled so far are really neat.
Yeah.
And then
And then some guy decided to crack a couple of Commander Legends packs.
supposedly, a guy at a store opens a couple packs of Commander Legends, and he finds a card called Vorinclex in his pack.
For all you Magic nerds out there, you know exactly why this is fucking wild. But for
those
anyone
who
who
don't
doesn't,
know, so many years ago, or for most of Magic's history, a group called the Phyrexians have been one of the biggest ongoing villains. And with the defeat of Nicol Bolas in War of the Spark last year, there really hasn't been a central villain. And everyone's wondering, when are we going to see the Phyrexians again? And there was literally no hint of them coming back.
just to clarify, I think the last time they were printing a set was like, it was either 2011 or 2012. I don't remember when Scars of Mirrodin was, but it's been a while.
Scars of Mirrodin block was? Dude, that was...
Yeah, like
I
a
think
majority
it was
of
than that.
like a
It's been
majority of the
long
current
time.
Magic fan base was not playing back then.
Yes,
So
like everyone, Arena has nothing. Like it's been years since the Scars of Mirrodin block where the new plane of Phyrexia was built, and then all of a sudden, this guy posts a picture of this card, and it's a new version of Vorinclex, one of the 4 leaders of Phyrexia, with a new card, completely new look, and he's on Kaldheim. And either this is Wizards doing viral marketing by seeding a couple Commander Legends packs with random cards, which seems stupid as hell, or due to a misprint at a factory, they printed this card into the wrong pack, and now we know Phyrexians are going to be on Kaldheim.
like I feel like this is not the first time a new card got printed into an old pack. Like I remember it was when what is it called? Not Battle Bond. The first Conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
The first time we saw any of the cards in that, it got like incorrectly printed into a core set pack or something. And like I don't understand how this works. Like when you have a line doing cards,
It's got to be. We don't know how printing works. It's got to be something.
yeah, we just don't
someone
know
picks
enough.
up-
Like
Someone drops a sheet and puts it back on the wrong pile, and it gets cut and put into packs. It's got to be something like that.
yeah.
but it's just like two more. Like it was spoiled with another card, and then a few days later, another bunch of cards came out. Someone cracked open a box. I think it was like a pack of Commander Legends had like almost all Kaldheim cards in it, right, Freeman?
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah, and
man,
a couple of like the commons that had already been spoiled were in those packs.
yes. So people were like, this probably means it's all real. It's just woof. It's rough.
It sucks to be Wizards. Like the last time they tried to do a
How do you
big like
win?
surprise during a set, I think it was like right after Battle for Zendikar came out, and they're like, yeah, there's only one group of Eldrazi on the plane. There's no way any of them are still here. And then some dude's like, hey, I found a pack in a parking lot that had this weird basic land and a new version of Kozilek. And everyone's like,
Yes.
uh-oh.
Yes, waste and colorless mana. That's right.
So like this has been going on for like 5 years of just like
It's
Wizards just cannot keep this shit under wraps. And it's like part of me is like this is getting old, and the other part of me is like, yo, spoil more cards.
it's like, yo, we're waiting for literally anything to come out around the holidays. Everyone's home doing nothing. Give me some fucking spoilers to freak
For
about.
real. I don't know if this works, but like Wizards decided like we're gonna do like a pre-spoiler season spoiler hype session. So everyone got super excited for them to show off like maybe 7 cards and be like, all right, we'll see you guys in January. And it's just like
They showed off legitimately 5 cards, 6 cards, plus the pathways.
and like the pack art too. And that
And
was
like
about
the
it.
pack art, and then and then this leak comes out.
And Wizards like, oh, we're kind of on radio silence till like January 4th or
Yeah,
whatever.
they're one of those like, oh, we're closing down shop. Man, it's just wild.
Shut them down. Open up shop.
But yeah, so yeah, it feels bad, man. But we'll see how the
Yeah.
set goes. Kaldheim seems like it's gonna be pretty cool.
Definitely. I'm now in full saving mode in Arena. I haven't bought a pack in like, and when I say buy a pack, I mean using the free in-game resources you get from
So
daily
you
wins.
haven't put
I
money in
haven't
a while.
No, I'm not putting money in for a while until like standard's actually fun.
I can't wait till
But
Val
I've
and
just
I are
been
finally in the house so I can spend a shit ton of money on buying Magic cards that I've been holding off on for literally this entire year before I moved.
Yeah, I haven't paid for packs in a while. You know?
All right. Anyway,
point is I'm saving up all my fictional
Fake-
digital internet money to buy packs of Kaldheim.
you're
Because
calling it fake money.
yeah, well it's actual
stop.
fake money.
Triggering.
Actual fake digital currency.
Speaking of things
No
that
plastic
can't
cards in the
possibly
middle.
be real, Friedman.
What was that?
Things that can't possibly be real.
Oh, things that can't be real. How about half the stuff that's in the Weeb? Shit, there's like no news. There's some minor things here and there. Once again, I said this like 3 weeks ago, and I'll say it again. The new anime season is about to start. There are so many sequels. There's like 4 other shows I'm interested in, but we gotta just get through what we have now. This was like the wrap up week for a lot of people watching
Honestly,
anime.
within
I
2
know.
weeks, maybe even by the next podcast, we'll have started watching stuff.
Probably, because I know. So the thing is with most anime is nothing airs the week of New Year's. So like most of the broadcast networks, they have like special programs that happen on New Year's Eve. Like one of the big things is that they have a ton of big anime voice actors come in for this like large panel, and they'll bring them up to live voiceover famous scenes they've worked on. So like I think it was 3 years ago they had Eren and Mikasa's voice actors come up and do the scene at the end of Attack on Titan season 2 where Eren screams at that one Titan and punches into the air. And it's always wild to see them voice act live in front of you.
That does
Um,
sound really
mhm.
cool.
I'll send you a really funny one after this. But point is, because of that, there's just nothing airs this week, which means coincidentally, there's no new episode of Attack on Titan next week. So we have a little bit of breathing room before episode
Which is
5
unfortunate
comes out.
considering we watched the new one.
Well, I'm watching it tomorrow, so please don't spoil
I'm
it.
not spoiling anything. I'm just saying it's unfortunate.
All right.
know
Well,
Freeman, I don't know
everybody
if you saw on
dies.
the internet, but post.
Yeah, I already know what happens. Everyone. So I was telling Tyler before the podcast, I like cannot stand YouTube. People are just spoiling shit in their thumbnails left and right. I've already had to like block 7 channels from ever getting recommended to me because I can't stand it anymore.
Damn.
I
Anyway,
can't take this anymore.
I'm fed up with these weebs.
Stop watching
Anyway.
popular shows, you fool.
Let's talk about the biggest news so we can stop talking about this. As of today, Demon Slayer has officially made more I don't know if it's in Japan or worldwide. I
Japan.
think it's in Japan. It's the biggest movie in Japan, overtaking Spirited Away for it's just money earned in box office sales. So we can finally stop seeing articles about each individual record previously held by Spirited Away that the Demon Slayer movie has now beaten.
Freeman, I wish you had like a slowed down version of the wow sound effect, like wow. Like,
The less excited version. I guarantee you.
Wow.
Actually, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that most of the anime movies that have come out after Spirited Away in the US have at least beaten it. The question is, can Demon Slayer overthrow Frozen in the United States to be the highest grossing animated film? The answer is already no, but we'll
The
find out.
answer is no.
we'll get it
But
there, boys.
what? No, the real answer to the question that I have and everybody else has: when the fuck can we watch this shit?
Sometime next year.
So the problem is Funimation knows this is a cash cow, but they don't want to release it while like half the theaters in the US are closed.
Well, you
But-
know what? They need to
but
just
Do
fucking
what
suck
Made
it
in
up.
Abyss
But-
did.
If they release it for streaming, they lose all that theater money, so they don't
Ugh.
actually want to release it for streaming because that's a financial disaster.
But they
So
do
because
also
of-
realize every second they wait longer is literally losing dollars.
So it only matters until the Blu-ray comes out in Japan. Then it's game over. Because right now, I don't think there's any clean leaks on the internet.
Of course there aren't.
So once that Blu-ray comes out,
God,
it's
Japan,
game
can't
over.
you leak stuff faster?
It's
Jesus.
game over. The world's just going to turn into One Piece at that point. We'll all be sailing
my
the
God.
Grand Line.
I was gonna say, if that's the case, are they just trying to like delay the Blu-ray
Oh
then?
my God.
You talking about the Japanese? The Japanese don't give a shit. They are going to release the Blu-ray whenever they want to.
Yeah, fuck
This is all on
Funimation.
Funimation's hands.
I was gonna say because you're right. Once that Blu-ray is out, you know, like it
Less
is
than
literally
24
game
hours
over.
later, millions of downloads are gonna happen.
For
Yeah,
real.
and then they're gonna miss out literally on all even the potential money that they could have had.
Actually, hold on
Funimation's-
1 second. Before we continue any further, I need to double check if, despite the fact that Demon Slayer is sold by Funimation, does Funimation sell the Blu-rays or does Aniplex of America? Oh, fuck. Fuck. All right, so Aniplex of America is absolutely convinced that Weebs will pay $120 for 5 episodes of an anime like they will in Japan. So
That's right.
if a series is owned by Aniplex America, you cannot buy the Blu-rays cheap. As much as I want to watch like Rascal's Dream of Bunny Girl
Ugh.
Senpai, that show is like $150 to own 12 episodes, and the movie is $65 to own on Blu-ray.
The movie?
The movie is $65. The same thing with the Fate movies. Low key, I had to stream them on some questionable site that still offered 1080p streaming because I'm not paying $65 for movie 1 of 3 of the Fate franchise. It costs $250 to own Fate Zero.
Holy shit.
Like
Pretty
they're
egregious.
convinced that there's a like if they only sell to a small niche audience, they can just sell a shit like at this marked up price. And they unfortunately are the ones who distribute Demon Slayer, so I don't believe you can get it for cheap. Like I'm looking at it right now. Part 1 of the show is $130.
So anyway,
Um,
can we move on to happier news, please?
It looks like standard edition is only 65. Anyway, for half the series. So anyway, what else is going on in the news? All right, Attack on Titan season 4. We got confirmation it's coming to Toonami on January 9th. I cannot stress enough how fucking lucky you dub weebs are. I didn't say dumb. I said dub weebs because
but
back in my day, you had to wait like 2 years for the announcement of a dub. Like I'll never forget how excited I was for Code Geass, only for people to tell me like, bro, that finished airing 2 years ago.
Yep.
Now we've got the dub coming out like what 6 weeks behind.
Know how
hell,
long
some are simuldubs.
it took us to get Dragon Ball GT
Ugh.
just to find out that it sucked? Literally.
That's the ice on the
Almost
cake.
half a
GT was like done in Japan for like 3 years before it started getting dubbed in the US. Like Funimation saw what they were buying and they're like, fuck it, we can market this. This is fine.
Market this.
And guess what?
You just
They
gotta
made their money
We just gotta put some GT rap song at the beginning and everyone will think it's mature.
because we had literally zero idea. Because
now-
what was the internet?
Now we are
Listeners,
cultured
I
weebs.
challenge you go look up Dragon Ball GT Japanese opening and then look up the English opening. It's very wild how different they wanted the tone to be for this show between Japan and the US.
Yo, I will say this, and I think I've mentioned this on the podcast. Not GT, but Dragon Ball Z. The audio, like the music that they had, like this hard rock shit that they had going on for the US, definitely better fit the tone than the original,
So
in my hard opinion.
the only problem I have with the US soundtrack is I love the songs, but when they put the songs in, they were convinced that you can't have a moment of silence in Dragon Ball Z. And the soundtrack never stops playing. There's never a moment of silence in the original US dub version of Z. And that's probably the only flaw it has, that it never gives any dialogue a chance to breathe. There's always something playing over it.
Yeah, man, you gotta fucking keep the anxiety up all the
I,
time.
I understand that, but go back and watch now and just pay close attention to the fact that there's never a quiet moment.
Oh no, I'm with you. It's pretty
That, though,
annoying.
the songs are bangers. Like going back and watching what do they call it? Dragon Ball Z Kai, where they had like essentially it was a new version of the soundtrack, but they tried to match the tone of the Japanese.
Yeah, like that's what it was, and I thought it was weird.
Oh, it felt like
In the
it was
DVDs. Yeah, in the DVDs, you can actually switch back and forth between the Japanese and the American soundtrack.
yeah.
I will say though, that being said, I think the Japanese soundtrack is good, but I think it was better fit for Dragon Ball than it was Z.
Definitely. I'm not sure if it's just where what's the word I'm looking for here? We just have a different
Condition.
perception of the series, but Z always felt like it was supposed to be different from Dragon Ball. But I guess especially after watching Super, the Japanese impression is that Z is just more of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, when really in reality it's not an adventure show. It's really like, yo, we're gonna fight and it's gonna be some balls to the wall action. But no, we straight off.
It's fine. I really should have put somewhere in here about how I'm almost done with Dragon Ball Super, but I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, wrap up the Weeb news and get to more other stuff. So, the show Zombieland Saga, which Luigi and I both love because it's a stupid, dumb comedy parody of idol anime. Ever since the show ended, voice actor Mamoru Miyano, who he's in a ton of shit. I'm trying to remember what you guys know him from, but if you ever watched Japanese Death Note, he's Light Yagami.
Yeah.
If you watched
Like
Durara, he's a blonde kid. Oh, Tim, he's Benny Maru in Fire Force, the captain of the like old school Japanese town.
Oh shit! Cool.
So he doesn't use his loud screaming voice for that role. He's very reserved, but generally he's always fucking screaming in every role he's in, including the one he does for Zombieland Saga. And he took such a liking to his over the top character from the show that he would regularly cosplay his character and then come and do like official announcement streams for other things related to that franchise.
What?
And 99% of them were joke announcements, like some special like limited CD printings happening, or like there's gonna be a concert. And always be like these like really dumb announcements where him, the guy running the camera and the director wrote the shit would all be sitting there like trying not to laugh as he delivers all of his lines in character in costume. But
awesome.
then they announced this week that he's coming on again to do an in quotes all caps serious announcement, which everyone felt was necessary because all of his last couple of announcements have all been complete shit posts and no one paid attention. So they're like, crap, we're pretty much gonna announce season 2, but like we want to make sure everyone's paying attention when you do it.
Yo, for real now.
So they had to double down
guys.
on the serious announcement. Anyway,
That's cool.
Any hooser.
all right, so I brought up Death Note before. I'll bring it up again. So the authors of Death Note and Bakuman had a series running in Shonen Jump called Platinum End. I'm not sure if it's still ongoing or it already platinum ended, but they did announce that it's getting an anime adaptation. And the reason I want to bring this up is that they confirmed fall 2021, which is very unusual for Shonen Jump and just kind of anime in general to announce something this far out. Generally speaking, you will announce an anime, then you don't give a date until you're about a season ahead, so you can start your big like
ramp up
promotional tour and media blitz. And there used to be this idea of like just don't give out a release date, or keep your announcement date as close as possible when it's airing. Like Attack on Titan getting announced like 5 weeks before its air date. But seeing Shonen Jump want to announce a series this far in advance makes me think that we're seeing a big shift after what happened summer of this year, where just everything got canceled and delayed, and there was just a lot of disappointment because they like waited for this super hype cycle and then they couldn't deliver.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put yourself like a year out and you have to delay a little bit, it doesn't sting as much as when they're like, "Hey, there's a show in 10 weeks. Get hyped, get hyped."
People are expecting a
Yeah,
slow
6 months
burn
delay.
build.
Yeah, so we might see a shift in how they market upcoming shows. I'm curious because, you know, I don't want to hype up Shonen Jump, but let's be real here. Shonen Jump runs the world of anime, at least.
Do we know who's making this?
They did not announce a studio.
Okay.
Or
Obviously, they have one.
Yeah, they'd have to.
Obviously.
Obviously, they would have
One
one.
second.
Oh.
Oh no, they did. Signal MD. What have they worked on?
Signal MD.
Oh, they did
Never
Recovering
heard.
MMO Junkie. That was a good one. They've done like. Oh, they did Fully Coolly Progressive, which, while I don't agree with the writing of that show, was animated pretty well. Oh, and they're doing the Fate Grand Order movie that's in theaters right now. Okay.
Oh.
All right, yeah, they're a competent studio. So
Freeman, are you
They can
talking about-
stick
Are you
around.
talking about Fate Grand Order, Divine Realm of the Round Table, Camelot Wandering, Agatera?
there you go. That's the one.
That's it.
Which coincidentally,
That's it.
voice actor Mamoru Miyano of Zombieland Saga fame is also voicing the main character of that movie. Anyway, last two things to close out the Weeb shit. We got more announcements about shows coming for to
Freeman,
U.S.
is this
streaming.
Log Horizon thing?
Did I? Oh shit, that's what you meant.
Yeah, that's what I was talking.
Yeah. All right, no, we'll do this first. So, for anyone who's watched Log Horizon, the Sword Art Online that's nothing like Sword Art Online. When season 1 came out, the band Man on a Mission, which you guys have actually heard a song they've done. So the first opening of Iron Blood Orphans, "Raise Your Flag," is by this band, Man on a Mission.
I'm just gonna start playing that so everyone can hear it right now.
Oh God.
It was right around when Log Horizon came out that they suddenly got like a bunch of shows in a row. Like they did Seven Deadly Sins, they did the opening Log Horizon, and the song they did for that database was just like, it was fucking hilarious. Like they had an English rapper on it. It was a great song. I loved it. And when season 2 rolled around, everyone was like, "Bring back database." It was such a good opening. Do it. So they did. They brought it back for season 2, and everyone was beyond hype. But it's been like 5 or 6 years since season 2. So they announced the opening to Log Horizon, and it's not Database by Man on a Mission. It is by this other band that I listen to a lot. They haven't done an anime opening yet, so it's cool to see them on there. But everyone is super pissed that Database just isn't coming back. I'm super conflicted because I love both bands.
Yo,
Anyway.
it's gonna be a banger regardless.
It will probably be it's this all-female rock group, and they rock pretty hard, but it sounds kind of stupid to say that. Like they're a pretty good group.
They rock pretty hard.
Anyway, last but not least, new stream ads for the US. HBO Max announced they're getting a bunch of anime movies that are not Ghibli films. Some of them I'd never heard of before, but one important one on there is that Promare is going to be on there.
Ooh,
So
can't wait for the rip of that one.
I have the rip, but like honestly, if I can watch it legally and get the numbers so that HBO says, "Wow, Weebs are on our platform,"
Freeman,
then
the
so
problem
be it.
is, I don't think that's worth paying for HBO Max for me.
So thankfully, I'm mooching off my parents. I'm not paying
Oh.
for shit. But if I can improve these anime numbers, I will.
That's fair. That's fair.
And the last one that's important, which I originally thought wasn't important, but kind of is important, is that the sports anime that I loved before Haikyuu, Kuroko's Basketball, it was already announced previously it was coming to Netflix, and they were kind of holding off on giving a date. Then they finally gave one. It's coming out on January 15th. And I'm sitting there going, well, why the hell did it take so long? Until I realized the big twist is that Kuroko's Basketball never had a dub. And they are releasing it with a dub, which seems weird for a show that's like 8 years old now. So for any of you dub weebs who I said have it too good, my condolences. You had to wait 8 years to watch Kuroko's Basketball dub, but congratulations, it's coming to Netflix next month.
Nice.
And that's it for the weeb shit.
All right. So to flip things around a little bit before we get to our summary and special things we want to mention from the year 2020. Obviously, there's like 2 of them. We're going to go over things that we watched and played just in the last 3 weeks to finish out the year, and there was a shocking amount of stuff, including 2 movies that came out on Christmas Day, and I watched both of them. the day after Christmas, Soul and Wonder Woman 1984. Since Freeman also watched Wonder Woman, I'm just going to go through Soul real quick.
Yeah, tell me what you thought of it.
Soul was excellent. Highly, highly recommend watching Soul. It, no surprise, looks gorgeous for a Pixar movie, but not only that, the art direction, especially on some of the more... I mean, it's a movie about a guy's soul, and you see in the trailers that he, his soul floats around. Some of the characters and concepts that are shown in that when he is a soul are incredible to me. I love what they did with a lot of the art design there. And the story is really good. It's one of those movies that doesn't have to have... There's no villain. There's just kind of a thread pulling you forward. But there isn't any, it's not earth-shattering. It's just a very personal story, and I really liked it a lot, honestly.
Did you watch Inside Out?
Yes.
How did it compare?
I think this is better.
Really?
Val might say the other because she likes Inside Out a lot. And Inside Out was very good. I liked this. I think I want to rewatch this a couple more times, honestly. I really liked this.
Interesting. I'm definitely going to check it out. In the
Yes,
next
highly recommend. I will also say as a side note, I hadn't realized this. You know those shorts that happen before Pixar movies in theaters? Yeah. Apparently, Pixar started a side program where animators can just make shorts, and they're called Spark Shorts on
I feel like I've heard of this.
Disney Plus. So if you have Disney Plus, honestly, we watched 2 of them because there was one that came out the same day as Soul. It's called Burrows. And I hadn't realized this was a thing, and I've personally loved the shorts that have been before Pixar movies, like Bow. I've loved them ever since Paper Airplane, which was like Toy Story 3, I think, or maybe even Inside Out. But I love Paper Airplane, or Paper Plane, or whatever it's called. The one with the singing volcanoes, Bow, like I said, the one with the dog. All of them have been really excellent, and the Spark shorts seem to match that. So the new one, Burrows, it's like incredible storytelling and animation in like 5 minutes or less. I really love them.
All right, I'll look. It's all on Disney Plus, right?
Yes, sir.
Of course.
However,
You're not a paid sponsor of Disney Plus.
Despite what we're going to talk about
However,
in a little bit.
I cannot say anything nearly as good about Wonder Woman 1984.
Blat.
Freeman, are we gonna fight or are we gonna agree?
No, we're not going to fight. I'm going to agree with you.
Okay.
So that exasperated sound was more that every time I hear someone say 1984 for the title, I get more and more angry about how the trailer sold us on this 80s aesthetic, and then like after the first 3 minutes of the movie, they just forgot about it.
Tyler, I didn't even
like
mention
super
that.
hard.
So Tyler and Leslie heard me talk about this a lot on Sunday when we hung out. But I hadn't even talked about that. This movie is not 80s at all. There's nothing 80s about this outside of like
Not having cell phones.
It's like the only selling point for me. Literally the only selling point.
It's oh, Freeman, you forgot about one thing. Chris Pine has a scene where there's jokes about his outfit being bad, and he's trying on different 80s-esque outfits. And,
oh my god, the wardrobe sequence.
And Wonder Woman goes, "Oh, those are all hideous," and that's the joke. And it's funny enough when you watch it, but that's the only other 80s-ish thing.
But like, there's no music to it. Like, there's like even in the scene where those kids are like breakdancing. Like, there's barely even any like background. Like, you could have had a song playing loudly.
They literally walk past some kids breakdancing. Steve goes, "Whoa, what's that?" And she goes, "Oh, they're breakdancing, Steve." And then he like walks close to a kid as he does a spin move, and he's like, "Whoa!" And then, but you don't hear any music while they're doing it.
Oh my god!
It's just like between that and just. First of all, I didn't know that Mando was the villain of this movie. It was a pleasant surprise,
dude. Okay. Tyler knows where I'm going with this. Pedro Pascal did his damnedest to throw this entire movie on his back. He is top to bottom excellent.
Oh, he was
as the
his
villain.
acting in this is amazing.
He is
Amazing, but that's
actually acting his ass off, and it's really good. He is the most redeeming thing about this movie by an absolute mile. Is every scene with Pedro Pascal, you're glued to his performance. Nothing else is good.
Unfortunate.
The effects are overall pretty trash. It's inconsistent with like how the systems at play work. The overall plot is just like, okay, Pedro Pascal's plan, I actually love Friedman. I think even beyond his acting, his plan of how he's not a villain who falls into a loophole. He's trying to work around a loophole and actually succeeds
yeah.
is fascinating. I actually love what he did.
Yeah, in terms of villain, his only real flaw was just that he got way too overzealous. But outside of that, like
Mm-hmm.
he had a pretty cool idea that he was rolling
But
with.
you could even see how in a situation like that someone could just it's the kind of thing where you're like going downhill and you just keep picking up speed and you have to keep going faster to keep up and you just trip
Yeah.
and fall. It all makes sense. It's great. Like the other villain just like
What was his deal? Do you want to go
All right,
into
hold on.
spoilers?
I'm gonna fight you on the other villain. At least up until the
I don't
last.
think she was well no, I don't think she was bad. She just wasn't nearly as interesting.
Yes. So I thought she was interesting until the end of the movie, and then she became suddenly very uninteresting. But like the movie opens, and I see Kristen Wiig in the opening credits. I'm like, all right, 50-50 shot. Either she plays like the clumsy comedic character, or she plays a very serious character. And I love it when Kristen Wiig plays a serious character, which isn't that common. So she walks into the shot playing the goofy character who just drops her papers on the floor. I'm like, damn it. It's one of these
Dude,
movies.
that
She's playing the
bothered me.
comic relief character. But then over the course of the movie, she becomes very serious. She has like her first serious moment. I was like, wow, okay, I'm impressed. They turned her character around. But then they steered it way too hard right in the last like 30 minutes of the movie. And I was just like, all right, I don't care anymore.
I didn't I understand why they did it that way. I wish they had done more of a slow burn. I think starting off with the classic paper suit like dumping a suitcase bit was too much for me, and I think that kind of set me off on the wrong foot. I understand what you mean about how it like shows her character growth, but I don't know. That was too classic, dumb sketch comedy almost for the tone
Basically.
they were going for me. But I understand it. Do we want to get into spoilers? Tyler has said he doesn't care. I can.
I'm
set
literally
time
never
codes.
gonna watch it.
I can do time codes. If we want
Yeah,
to.
I
Freeman.
would.
All right. So for those
We can talk.
listening,
I don't.
look in the description. I'm gonna set some time codes for now. So we're gonna talk about spoilers, and if you want to skip ahead, go to the time code in the description for the end of Wonder Woman spoilers. So, man, the only bad thing about Max Lord's character is that he's the thing that stops him.
Yeah.
All the shit with his son. Man, Cheetah is so lame at Freeman. That fight at the end of the movie.
Oh, the fight was so bad.
Dude,
I couldn't tell what was going on half the time because they're like, okay, so Wonder Woman's gonna be wearing this giant metal CG suit, and she's gonna fight this
Yeah.
CG Jaguar creature, but it's also gonna
Oh
be super duper
no.
dark because you don't want you to see the details of the Jaguar.
You know, I was worried because they said that Cheetah's gonna be in the movie, right? And I'm like, oh no, I bet it's not even gonna be practical effects. I bet it's gonna be like some
it's
shit like in Black Panther, and that's exactly what it sounded like.
Look, these studios saw what happened with Cats the movie, and they said never again, and this is what we
so.
got.
But here's the dumb thing. So, Tyler, I think we talked about this, but like Pedro Pascal's. Do you want to go over Pedro Pascal's plan and everything? Do you care?
No, I mean,
So-
if you guys think it's good enough,
It's
Well, no,
not.
So,
all right,
no,
then fuck
well,
it then.
Pedro Pascal's good enough to watch?
No,
No,
What are you talking about? Good
to
enough?
not go over.
Oh no! I'm not going over his plan. I'm just saying like
All right.
the way his powers work is really makes sense. And then you get to Cheetah, and he uses his powers at the end of the movie to power her up. He goes like, "Oh, because she's already getting stronger because of her wish that she makes." And he goes, "Okay, I'm using my powers to get wishes from all these people. I'm gonna give her strength. I'm gonna give her the strength from this guy, and I'm gonna give her the speed from this girl." And somehow that turns her into a cheetah.
No. She makes a wish that I want to be the apex predator,
That's not a
and
real
somehow
wish.
that gets interpreted.
That's not a real wish. She had already made her wish on the stone, which was the wish to be strong like Diana.
I was under the impression that when he became the stone, it became like, oh well, you
If
make
you
a wish
look,
on me now because I'm
nope.
different.
If you look, he actually never touches her. He just asks her what she's trying to do. And if that was the case, her wish would have kicked in as soon as they were on the helicopter.
That's right. She wouldn't start
there.
mysteriously transforming in the middle of his
Because
broadcast.
they show during the broadcast, he starts saying things like, "I'm gonna give your strength to her, and give your strength to her," to keep powering her up. It's a cool system, but then she just randomly walks outside and she's a fucking cheetah lady. Oh man, and Freeman, I know we're using burning time here. The thing with Diana's armor.
Oh my god, the armor that supposedly held off armies and it fucking eats shit in its first fight.
Tyler, I told you guys this, but just for those at home, Chris Pine and Wonder Woman are in her apartment, and she has the fanciest armor the Amazonians have ever made in rags. It's just covered in cloth. And he goes, "What's this?" And she goes, "Oh, this famous, the strongest Amazonian ever. When we hid our island away from the world, we took all of our armor and we made it into one suit of armor for this woman who held off mankind." And it's literally, she just huddles under like this golden circle, and Wonder Woman shows up to fight Cheetah, and Cheetah just starts grabbing it and tearing chunks off of the armor. And it's like I was legitimately laughing. It's so pathetic. It's like, what was the point? You overhyped this armor so much.
Right, just for it to literally like for him to say eat shit.
All it is, honestly, Tyler, is it was a costume change, because they rip those wings off, but the actual golden like body armor stays on. So it's literally just an excuse for her to end the movie not in the red and blue and gold, in just pure gold. That's all it is. It's literally the excuse for a costume change.
Wow.
And then there's like the scene with the jet, which is literally the scene that turns, I think, most people off of this movie, where they go, "Oh, the villain's in Cairo. We need to get to Cairo." So they walk to the Smithsonian. She waves a card at a door, and they find a jet fully fueled, and Chris Pine can just fly it, even though he's a World War I prop plane
fucking
pilot.
god! So he shouldn't be able to fly this plane. The plane should not have fuel in it, and there is no functioning runway at the Smithsonian. It's a museum in D.C. Like,
and they fly to Cairo and back without ever refueling.
the fact they even managed to land in Cairo bothers me.
How? Okay, even if they refueled in Cairo somehow, how did they make it to Cairo? No fighter jet.
And
in
then
the world.
while they're in Cairo, she picks up a payphone, calls the U.S., where it's also the same time of day that it is in Cairo for some reason. Says, "I need you to do some research," and then says, "Get back to me," and hangs up the payphone. And I'm suddenly like, how the fuck is anyone supposed to get back to you?
Yo, pager.
There were so many dumb moments in this movie that weren't thought through that it just was very annoying.
Sounds like it was a bad movie.
So I was reading through a lot of very funny Reddit comments. One of the best ones was it was a quote from someone, but they reused it for this Reddit comment. I forget who the original source is, but people will accept the impossible, but not the improbable. Like, it's fine that Wonder Woman's super strong and has all these cool powers, but then this dumb bullshit happens. Like, how's this for the ending? Pedro Pascal and Cheetah fly to a facility that the U.S. has built, which can hijack every radio, TV, and everything on the planet for Pedro Pascal to do his endgame thing. Fine. That's okay. They finish the fight. Diana stops him from doing his master plan. We see his son wandering a random overpass in the middle of D.C., I guess.
Yeah.
Then we cut to the same helicopter that took him to this facility in the Midwest, landing in D.C., with him getting off, wandering into a field, and his son is right there. And it's like, first off, these guys on the helicopter saw you committing like saw what happened. Like, people know something crazy just happened. They heard you on their radio, probably. Why would they give you a ride back to DC? And then how did you find your son? Like,
Damn.
what?
There's so many hand wavy details that it got
And
annoying.
also, Freeman, the best part, 2 billion people on planet Earth renounced their wishes.
Absolute horseshit. More importantly, like, they straight up show, like, there's one dude who wishes someone was dead, and she made a wish, but, like, can people just come back to life now? Does she have to now also be told, hey, renounce your wish? Like, there's just too many minor
Literally,
details that just weren't thought out.
Tyler, they literally say in the movie, okay, the 2 ways we undo all these wishes is kill Max Lord or have everyone on planet Earth renounce their wishes.
Wow.
And apparently, every person on planet Earth except probably Cheetah, because Cheetah actually never says it, and they never killed Max Lord. I think it's literally doing double duty of we didn't want to kill Max Lord because that would be sad, and we didn't want to take Cheetah away as a villain someday because she doesn't have powers, and we didn't think of another way for her to get powers.
Yo,
later.
they need to keep Cheetah because she's a main villain in Wonder
Well,
Woman.
Either way, it's hilarious that also the only reason his son is in the movie is so that he lives.
Mm.
Literally, without his son, he just does his plan anyway, and then Wonder Woman has to kill him. Man, there's so much, like, the effects and then all the acting, except for when, like, Gal Gadot and Chris Pine are on screen together, she just sounds bored out of her mind. Like, Kristen Wiig is doing good, but, like, so many of the actors just seem bored. The kid couldn't care less about being in this movie at all.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just so... I told Tyler this.
Well, y'all spare me on.
Freeman, this was my comment after the movie, and we're gonna end it here. When the movie was over, I turned to everyone in the room and said, "I don't know how you could watch the first movie and want to make this sequel." And that's the most scathing thing I could think of.
Oh, mine was the opposite. I was in a room full of people who really loved the movie, and I couldn't say anything.
What? Dude, everyone, all of us.
Wait, say that again? You're saying they liked it?
I was in a room full of 5 people who loved the movie.
What the? You need to stop hanging out with those people.
2 of them revealed after the fact they didn't like it either, but didn't want to say anything.
So only 2 people.
But
liked
3
the
of them
movie.
genuinely really liked this movie.
That's who?
Oh, so you hang out with a bunch of
I can't
losers.
disclose that
Fair,
information.
That's fair. Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yo, Freeman's friends, whoever who watched it with him, if y'all listening,
Jesus Christ.
y'all on some other shit.
You should accidentally send a time code for this discussion.
Oh no, I accidentally posted this in the group chat.
And let's be real, if I see you guys, just know I ain't your friend.
It's so
I know
because
Freeman is also my friend, but like I ain't your friend.
Tyler, I told you this, but Freeman, me, Rachel, and Ayush during like the beginning of the jet scene were laughing at the movie, and Renee just goes, "Guys, stop! Give it a chance." And 5 minutes later, Renee's like, "Yeah, I can't. This is pretty bad." Like, oh man, we'll stop talking about it. But man, it's shockingly bad. I was shocked how bad this movie was. I did not expect Soul to be so much better than Wonder Woman. Anyway.
Damn.
We're almost at an hour, and we haven't even gotten to the end of the year. Val and I finally finished Haikyuu. God, ooh. I'm scared there's not going to be another season, but I really hope there is, because we're finally where we need to be. But man,
it's always dangerous with these Shonen Jump shows, especially when the manga's already over.
I know. That's what I told Val. And they do the music thing, Freeman, where at the end they play the first opening. And I'm like, no, that means there's never going to do it. No. But man, it was a hype final season. Me and Val watched it like 7 episodes through straight, and my heart was pounding the entire time. It was great. Haikyuu, super good. Another show that finished, Fire Force. Freeman, you also finished this.
Yes, I wasn't going to watch it today during lunch, but I'm like, you know what? If we're going to talk about it on the podcast, it's probably just like finish it off so I can talk about it.
Fire Force
Am I-
good.
am I-
Fire Force
It's
like shockingly good season.
yeah, season 2 is way better than season 1.
I don't want to talk about it
I'm
again.
probably still never gonna see it.
I don't want to talk about it again during the year wrap up, and I've already said it twice now. But man, crazy that this show carried through all of 2020. It's been great.
Dude, when studios left and right are doing these like 6-month delays and split cores, you got David Production, famous for their like 39 episode seasons of JoJo, who's just like, fuck it, we
Fuck
got
it.
this.
Fire Force
We know what
uninterrupted.
we're doing.
Let's go.
It kind of helps that David Production like accidentally became a double studio for a little while when they took on all of Studio Shaft to work on Fire Force season 1.
hmm
So they are a little bloated with their number of people, which is why they're able to do this right now.
But man,
But I'm not complaining.
Fire Force legitimately stayed good all season.
Yes, from
Like-
an anime perspective, yes.
What do you mean from an anime perspective?
Because it didn't like it still didn't fix a lot of the problems I had with it from season 1 in terms of like random tonal shifts.
Well, sure, but that's
Like,
honestly
I
that's just the
want to
show at this
love-
point.
I want to love Tamaki as a character so much, but
Do you
holy
like her
shit!
last episode though?
Yes, she was good until the very last shot where it was just asses on full display. Like
That's
I
literally.
want to take her seriously,
Hell yeah!
but like
No, that's as serious as it gets.
oh my god, like they're really pushing that we've got this trio going on of the new additions to the Firehouse 8. But the problem is she's walking fan service, and you might as well just delete Arthur from the show because that would be more constructive. So like it's
Yeah.
it's just Shinra, but he's always depicted as being with this group of 3. And like they even had this little moment where they're eating lunch together, and it's like you literally could have just deleted Arthur from the show. Anyway, the
But I
show's
feel like
entertaining. Fights are well done. Animation is top notch. I realize this is not David Production. This is the author. I have some issues with his writing choices.
I will say though, outside of individual characters, the world building and story is really chugging along. Because I remember,
It was
like you
much
said,
better this season.
in season 1 you were very not feeling it, and now in season 2 they've really actually held up their end of the bargain and made things actually come to a resolution, or at least understandable now.
Yeah, definitely.
Other shows that finished.
Oh, that's too. All right.
Yeah, Space Cowboy Dad.
The
mo-
real
the
Star Wars
show.
sequel that people wanted.
Yeah, yo, what is the trilogy? What is the
Where are
The
there
trilogy. Oh,
through-
you mean Mandalorian season 2, and Mandalorian
Yeah.
season 3?
yeah,
I
the-
don't
Whenever that
understand. Was there other Star
whenever
Wars
that
stuff
happens.
that's come out? I mean, Rogue One came out. I remember that, but like, were there other movies? I don't remember.
I don't know.
There's 3 meme movies that got made in the early 2000s.
Oh, that's right. Those were also
The
nukes.
meme movies.
That movie where George Lucas just cut together a bunch of internet memes in a row and released it in theaters.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But this though, this
Now,
actual
Mandalorian
sequel
actually like this season
knocked it out of the park. This
literally
season.
crushed it. I don't think there was a single episode I was disappointed in even a little bit. If I was disappointed, it's because there wasn't enough that happened, and that's because I wanted more.
I think episode 2, where with the ice planet, is the only episode where I was just like, this is kind
Sure.
of boring. The
That's
rest
fair.
of them were all stellar.
Yeah, I mean, like
So
I
good.
knew at the end like things were gonna work out in like episode 2, but like I liked all the little critters, so I don't spoil things running around. Well, I
Right.
guess by now, what the people who listen to this because of your stuff, Tim, I'm sure they watch Mandalorian.
And if not, they don't care enough, or they already. I mean, honestly, considering I was spoiled on the stuff that happens at the finale, like Friday when we didn't watch till Sunday.
That does super blow.
Honestly, it was still fantastic to see. I still loved it. It really didn't
So
hurt it that much.
I guess we can at least say this. So we do like it, and it's gotten a chance to stew with me a bit after we watched it.
hmm
What do you think of the Book of Boba show being announced?
Oh, I'm thrilled.
Honestly, I'm kind of indifferent.
Oh,
If it's
I'm-
good, it's good. I'm not super excited, but I'll watch it.
I don't want it at all. I have decided I don't want it
really, why?
because I thought about Boba, right, and his role in the season, and I'm thinking I feel like that is just a better place for him. Like I think his place in the Star Wars universe has always been like the guy that shows up every once in a while and like he's supposed to be a badass.
So
And like they okay, go ahead.
no, so I don't disagree at all. I think you're underestimating how much a lot of old school Star Wars fans like. They're the reason Boba Fett even was like. They're the reason Mandalorians are a thing is because of Boba Fett.
I get it.
I
I get a bunch of people get sweaty over it.
Well,
Like
that's why.
literally
Damn.
for what it's I'm not wrong. Literally for decades, and even before this show came out, like I was yelling at Tim saying that fucking Boba Fett's a shitty fucking character. Because you know what? He was. He
Totally.
honestly was. He's
Yeah,
a
they
piece of shit
finally
character.
Tyler. He had more dialogue in like every episode he was in of this show than like the
The
entirety of
entire trilogy.
the
He's
original
did
trilogy.
more. He's done more things than he ever did in the original trilogy. Like I never understood. Like all right, so like
It
the
was the
books and
expanded
like the
universe
side
stuff.
stuff,
Yeah.
the expanded universe, but like from what it sounds like I talk to like old Star Wars fans, like motherfuckers who like went to see the movies like when it was in theater, and everybody's like, "Yo, this guy, he's so fucking cool," and I'm like, "Yo, but for real though, what did he do? He got his literal boss that he was commissioning for to do his job for him. Like, what
Yeah,
is this?"
yeah, but he's the only character to get like roasted by Darth Vader and like not really flinch, and that was
It
cool
was
in
literally
1970.
Tyler. It's literally he stood up to Vader, and everyone's like, "Yo, Vader's so cool. How cool is this guy?"
And like Vader didn't even do that much either, really, in the grand scheme of things. Like, yeah, he's a big bad, but at
What
least
do you
he
mean?
did
In
some
Rogue One, he
things.
did all that cool shit.
Well, yeah, Rogue One, yeah. But like that's what I meant by like Boba Fett just like being whatever. And they really showed that in this season, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. And the other thing is too, we already have this like, okay, we have a quote unquote Mandalorian show.
So
Do we really need this Boba Fett
here's the
show?
thing: Boba Fett made Mandalorians exist because of the armor, but as the
Right,
show clearly says, he's not really a Mandalorian. So he's not going
right.
to follow the helmet rule. And I think I forget the name of the character and the actress, but the other woman who's with him,
Oh,
I think
you're talking. Are you?
Talking about
Oh, with
Mulan,
him,
yeah.
with
yes,
Boba, you mean?
yes, I think it's going to be more of a almost buddy cop thing. Not buddy cop, but you know what I mean. Kind of like how episode 1 of Mandalorian had Timothy Oliphant along for the ride for
Right,
a while.
and him.
I think it's going to be
Right.
more of a duo show for sure. And I
Fennec.
think
Fennec Shand is her name.
Fennec, that's right. I'm actually kind of excited to do more. I think this is the perfect time to stop Mandalorian for 5 minutes. They've already said it's coming back in 2022. I'm excited to see what this team can do with a different character and a different story because with the end of the season, things are going to be different in The Mandalorian, and I'm more than willing to give them time to figure that out. And in the meantime, do something completely different and go with Boba Fett because he's not going to be tied to Mandalore, Darksaber, all the like literally all the Mandalorian shit isn't going to matter. We can do totally different stories that aren't on this quest. We can do a different type of story, and I'm really excited actually to see how something from that different perspective comes out.
I'm,
Because
I'm
it,
all for that. I just like I feel like Boba's character. I mean, they might prove me wrong. I just don't feel like he's the kind of character that would get his own show. I guess.
I think if you had to, but who would you pick from the Mandalorian otherwise? Ahsoka's already getting her own show.
You got
Bo-Katan is probably
Ahsoka.
going to be in the
I
Mandalorian
was gonna
season
say
3.
those guys easy.
Yeah, but they're probably
Like
going to
they
be in
could.
The
Mandalorian season
Baby Yoda
3.
show. Easy
We didn't
pick.
we didn't
Easy
figure
money.
out the dark saber. So clearly
That's
that's going to
true.
be a big part of Mandalorian season 3. It has to be. So then if you take out the Mandalorian stuff and then you take out Ahsoka, who's clearly going after her own objective, like
What's her face? Cop chick. Why am I
hmm,
forgetting her name? Buff girl.
she's always been a stringer
Sheriff of the
for.
Outer Rim.
Yeah, she's the
Yeah,
sheriff of the Outer Rim. She might show up in the show, but she's clearly got her job, and she was only doing it for the kid and for the Mandalorian. She's not gonna. She wouldn't have her own show. She
I'm
almost
saying you're asking me. I think she would be a decent candidate because she is removed and she also has other
Oh, I get
objectives.
yes, sure. But then okay, so you're going for her or Boba Fett. Who's going to have more star appeal? Boba Fett.
Easy, Baby Yoda.
Unfortunately, Baby Yoda. Yeah.
Nah, we can't do a show with him without Mando. I
Plus,
don't think
we don't have the budget to CG additional characters in for an entire season.
Or shit, make a buddy cop with her and Timothy Oliphant. He ain't doing a goddamn thing right now.
he's on
That'd be a dope
Tatooine,
ass
dude.
show.
He turned in
That'd be a
his
cool
armor.
feat.
So doesn't mean he has to stop. Maybe he's got to get extra help in because he turned in the armor.
I'm not
Star
surprised.
appeal.
I'm excited.
Timothy
I'm
Oliphant.
excited to see where Boba Fett goes.
You and every other fucking
Tyler, I'm
Star
not-
Wars
All
nerd.
right. Let's move on. We're going in
yourself.
circles, and we got
Yeah,
a
talk about a
we
game
got a
you
lot of
played.
ground to cover.
Talk about gameplay. Oh yeah, I talked about playing Hades. Well, I got the credits in Hades the other week.
So does that mean you
Oh,
did
nice.
all the runs you needed?
To get the the ending, I say it with light quotations because this game is designed and like even with content after you've gotten the credits and like
Holy
you've
shit!
achieved the Zagreus's objective. After you
Wow.
achieve his objective, like there are other things that still exist and like you can still work through in the game. Like I don't know, I'm like 50 hours in and I am still seeing new dialogue
Damn.
option or content. Yeah, it's pretty great.
That's cool.
Crazy.
Yeah, I like this game. But yeah, I officially beat that and I wanted to beat that before I moved on to Cyberpunk 2077. So I did.
Cool.
Pretty cool. I mean, I don't know. Freeman, you should get to that point.
I should go back to playing Hades. I put it on like indefinite hiatus.
Yeah, you're one
I
of the people who,
honestly-
oh, Tyler, you should play it.
Was I wrong?
You weren't wrong, but damn, I beat me and two
It
of my
was
other friends
fun.
beat it.
I didn't stop playing because I wasn't having fun. I stopped playing because I was busy.
Freeman, I'm not gonna lie. I also fell off the wagon. I have not played Hades in a while.
I still enjoyed it for like
Totally.
30 hours. Did I play that much of it? Hold on, I'm checking. I don't think I played that much of it.
I don't know, but so after you beat the
I played
main
like
boss,
10 hours.
you have to clear through the game, the quote unquote clear through the game 10 times in order for you to get the actual ending.
Okay.
Yeah. Like after you beat the end boss once or twice, like getting through them again is like not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Now it's
Yeah.
just about power running.
Yeah, highly recommend it. If anyone is into Greek lore and what's that? Roguelikes, it's pretty good.
So
Just
using
just
as a transition, the game that was in development and then in early access and then released over the course of this entire year, there's plenty of other stuff that came out in 2020 and things that happened that we're going to try to briefly cover. And speaking of which is the other game that was supposed to come out all year.
Cyberpunk 20.
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
You always have to say it like
Breathtaking.
Keanu.
I'm the only person in this chat who is playing.
Yes. I pre-ordered it. I'm just never going to play it.
did?
I
till
thought
next
about
year.
playing it.
Yo, I am according to my GOG, I am sick. I have almost 69 hours. Nice in it.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I did like most of the side quests. I think a lot of the side quests don't open up until you play through more of the story, which I'm still technically in the beginning of the story. Because I literally because the thing is, a lot of these side quests, like these little mini fixer missions, they're so brain dead. Like I'm on like talking to people like while I do them. It's like go here, steal this info, go here, plant this virus, go here, kill all these guys.
Mhm.
Go here, steal this car, like. And it's like, okay, and there's not a lot of dialogue stuff happening during those, so it's like I literally go there, do stuff while at the same time talking to everybody. I don't know. There's a lot of things I could talk about this game, but in interest of time, I'll just summarize it in saying, if you can, if any, and I've told these guys this, if you guys can wait, definitely wait on it. Has a lot of issues.
Mhm.
I found, yo, like I've seen
I'm
some
wrong.
weird shit, right? I've seen some weird fucking bugs in this game. Tim has seen quite a few of them, but by far the craziest thing that I have seen today, and it's gonna not sound that crazy, but to me it's pretty fucking damning. So I picked female V to start off with. I don't know if I told you this, Freeman.
You did, because I mentioned that the best girl from Persona 5 voices female V, and I was very excited.
Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right. Well, while I decided to talk to a character today, game decided that I was no longer female V, I was male V. And for
What?
the entire conversation, I was male V.
What?
Yup. I wish I recorded it. I should have done like Microsoft like fucking playback, but it was crazy. I've
Damn.
never seen anything like that happen in my entire like in all my years. I have never seen
Damn.
something this crazy. Like I've seen like other crazy shit like T posing out of the car always happens, like my car spawning from midair or from a truck, my car spawning away from me, all this other stuff. And like all that's like pretty like, whoa, that's weird stuff. But never have I ever seen like another dialogue voice coming out of my character's mouth. I That was weird.
Did you search at all to see if anyone else experienced it?
I have not. Now that makes me want to look it up. But yeah, that was fucking nuts. Also, I was on pins and needles too for like the last week or so because of the 8 meg glitch where like the save file could not exceed 8 megabytes
Oh
or else it
yeah.
gets corrupted. So I was worried about that.
That reminds me of the old days of playing Skyrim, and if you had too much, if you had like found and had been hoarding too much equipment, the game would start crashing regularly.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say that, right? So like I mean outside of the weird bugs and shit, the game's been running fine. I haven't had any like hang-ups or frame rate drops since I tweaked it around like where it should be. Like right now I'm playing at 2K at 60 FPS cuz I'm playing it on a TV. It's not going to go any higher than 60.
Mhm.
But it looks nice. It runs smooth. It's really just the glitches. Like when all these things get worked out, it's going to be a fantastic game when it's actually finished.
Hey Freeman,
That's
real
the
quick.
plan. Just wait it out and play it when it's complete.
Freeman, I just found out what we're gonna watch after this. Well, this
Oh
basement
no.
just put out his video, the worst anime of 2020. What a great way to end the year with the
Damn.
worst anime of the year.
Oh man. Oh boy. I wonder which one it is.
Um, speaking of another game,
Yeah,
though,
I'll look it up.
a game that was only appropriate that it came out in 2020 after waiting forever to for it to come out.
Guys,
Freeman, do you
Final
want to talk about it?
Fantasy.
Did you know that Sephiroth from Super Smash Brothers was in a game before he was in Super Smash Brothers? This
Oh
is
my God.
wild.
Oh.
This is the only time someone told me Martha was in a game before Melee. Anyway.
Wait, I want to say though, real quick, while you guys were
Oh,
whacking
sorry.
it to fucking magic, I watched that trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you think of
But dude, I saw that movie back in 2006, bro.
it?
Like there was nothing new I saw.
Wait, did
The
he
only
kill
scene
Mario
I
in the
did
original?
like when it looked like he stabbed Mario, I thought that was pretty funny though. I like that.
There was one shot where if you blink and you miss it, Sephiroth does his down air to stab his sword in the ground. And,
Yeah, to stab Princess
and
Peach.
Zelda,
I
and I was like, no.
oh, Zelda. That's right. I
Yeah.
was like,
Like, oh man, the references.
I saw what y'all did there. See, I thought that was funny.
Oh, you sure you weren't
But
like, hey.
I- uh, Thank you.
Oh,
Um.
I was doing the Monster Hunter Iceborne.
Oh yeah,
Terminal
I figured
montage.
it's one of the two, but the original is from Resident Evil for me.
Yeah. Final
You master
Fantasy.
rank now.
So I put Final Fantasy on here because I was
Final
looking
Fantasy.
through our old show notes to figure like what did we talk about the most across 2020, and like for the first quarter of the year, like I brought up Final Fantasy 7 every single week
Freeman, if you
just
go
because
off
of how
that, Persona 5 was up every single week.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with Final Fantasy 7, there was like real new discussion. I was with Persona 5. I was playing a remake of a game that I already spent like a
Christ.
year talking about on the podcast.
I'm just kidding.
So
Talking
I
about
tried
Final
to spare
Fantasy
you
6.
guys the boring details of it because yes, a majority of this year was playing Persona 5 Royal, and sitting here every moment I was playing debating, do I just put this down and play Persona 4 Golden instead?
I'm kidding.
Yo,
Just talk
I
about
could have
Final
fucking
Fantasy.
sworn this year was like the year of the fucking repeat. Cause like we went back into that weird state of like 3 months or 4 months where you did nothing but play Persona 5. And I was like, I could have swore this is the first 50 episodes of the podcast all over again.
Look, sometimes you need a filler arc, and it turns out 2020 was the perfect time for me, Friedman, to have a filler arc.
Can you guys talk about Final
Jeez.
Fantasy instead of fucking Persona again?
So
Fine.
Final Fantasy
This was a
7,
dope ass game. I loved
I
it, alright?
really like this game. I honestly would consider playing through Remake Part 1 again because I had a lot of fun with it. I think honestly the worst part about it was that it ended. And
Okay.
specifically that it ended without a part 2 already really deep into development because we're going to be sitting here waiting a while. I forget which of the directors said they were going to make an announcement on the game, but they said not don't get your hopes up about a release date. So
Ugh.
it sounds like it's still kind of a little ways off, which kind of sucks.
2022.
Like I remember there was a big joke when 7 came out, it was timed exclusive for PS4. It's coming out, I think it's like February for PC. And I remember seeing the announcement going, whatever. No one's going to give a shit a year from now because part 2 will be like in the news.
Yeah, okay.
Turns out, big fucking lie. Congrats, PC players. You played the game well. You're getting your Final Fantasy 7 Part 1 pretty
I'm
soon.
interested. Actually, I forgot about that. I wonder when it comes to PC, how much people are going to rip that thing apart. People,
mean, they did
you
for
know.
15.
You mean in terms of like reviews or in terms of like
No,
ripping the
like,
models out of the
literally
game?
ripping
putting Thompson
everything out of
Tank
that
in.
Bro, inside 12 hours there's gonna be porn of it, alright? It
I
happened
don't
with
know.
Overwatch.
There
It happened with a lot of other
may
shit.
already be on the internet.
See, I'm not wrong. I ain't wrong.
So is
What?
that it for Final Fantasy?
I've seen the shit that goes down in Luigi's Discord server.
Yo. That place is an actual lawless zone. It's great.
Scum and villainy.
Speaking of scum and villainy,
And
Tyler, you
lewd.
remember what else came out this year?
That's right, Animal
came
Crossing.
Animal
Yes.
Crossing came out.
If
Yeah.
Rachel was on this podcast, that's what she would talk
Fucking
about.
Animal Crossing came out.
Yeah, so Doom Eternal
Oh.
came out. And you know what else came out, Tyler? That first
What?
part of the DLC came out. Neither of us has
Oh.
played that.
I forgot that was a thing. I should play it though. No, dude, I bought Doom Eternal thinking like, oh, that this is it, this is the game, and
Mhm.
like, I forgot
Dude,
that you. Oh
honestly-
yeah, because you bought the season
Oh,
pass,
I
didn't
sure
you?
did.
That's right. But you said you didn't like Doom Eternal as much as the first one.
Nope, not even close.
Man,
Not even close, baby.
I like this one better than Doom One.
That's fine.
I
See how
know,
the-
like I'm
we'll see how
not
the
saying.
DLC is. I'm gonna play
What?
it next year. 2021 is gonna be the year I finally
Yeah.
play the DLC. Probably when Part 2 comes out.
You know why that? You know why I think I like this one a little bit better is because of that fucking super shotgun.
Dude, you're not wrong. It's the greatest part of this game, but
Like holy
the
shit! Like
levels are just
I didn't
so
use it because it was
long.
really good. I used it because of how fucking badass it was.
Yes.
Got this fucking flame. First you get the chain for it, and then I upgrade it, and you get the flaming chain, and I'm like, damn, this is the most metal shit I have ever fucking done.
Tyler, it's honestly just that the levels, that's my biggest thing. Like, yeah, you have checkpoints to redo stuff, but those levels are just so long.
The levels are
So
very long.
Oh, God. That's all I
I
remember.
don't like the not the final boss, but the big boy
Ugh.
that you fight. He was shit. Like it was just a poorly designed boss, and that should have never been a thing. I thought it was god awful.
Also, too many upgrade systems.
There's a lot. There's
It's
a
like
lot of stuff
each
going on.
upgrading each gun, upgrading yourself a different way. Like, it's too much.
It's a
So
lot.
much.
But I will say, at least I do, as much as it is a little daunting, I like the fact that it offered you a different kind of flavor of rip and tear
Sure.
for each person, I
I
guess.
don't think they tried anything bad. I just think like
Mhm.
literally if the levels were shorter, this game wouldn't. I would rather have twice as many levels if they were half as long. It just
Mm.
literally was like, okay, do I really want to play this game right now? I don't want to sit down for a fucking 45 minutes because this level takes forever.
I mean, you didn't have to beat it in like one sitting.
But no, it was like, but I
You
don't.
could have just let the
Tyler,
quick save done its deal.
Doom is not the kind of game you want to stop in the middle of a level. Don't even try to tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, you're not
Well,
wrong,
then there you go.
but like even I'm just saying, saving's there for a reason.
All right. Real
But
quick,
it's fine.
just for me, the only other honestly, I realized that Doom Eternal is the only new game I played this entire year. I think.
Damn.
Oh, shit! You know what I forgot to put on here? Master Chief Collection.
Man, that shit ain't new.
We played all of Master Chief Collection in the year 2020.
Yeah, but like
Do you
people
realize
listen to this
that?
podcast have obviously seen
Sure,
these
but like, no,
these
but
videos flooding their inboxes of this Let's Play that
This is
that
this is
everyone wants to
part
watch.
of the wrap up of 2020. We did all of Master Chief Collection this year.
That is true.
And honestly, it's probably I only bring it up because it's probably one of the highlights of my year because it
Oh
was
yeah, you have been
super-
trying to do that shit for like over a decade
well,
almost.
sure, but like honestly, playing through Halo again was a great time. I'm glad I got to because growing up, I talked about how I only got to do co-op with like my dad and my brother. Never online. I never had people to do it online with. So having full 4 people to do like Halo 3, show off tricks, do the flying skull thing was hilarious. Like there was a lot of fun moments. So I appreciate it because it was a lot of fun to play that with you guys this year. Like it was really cool to talk shit about Halo 4 and
Yeah. I love
go
how
through it.
I feel like Halo Combat Evolved through 3 and even Reach. Actually no, it and even ODST, right? Like as much as like we were like going into ODST a little bit skeptic and we left kind of like okay, well this was actually kind of fun. And then like our moods were so high and then we go into Halo 4 like man, this is a fucking shit show. Like the whole time we're like
Honestly, never
god
gonna
damn.
forget how between 2 sessions, Freeman and Aiden completely went from this game is all right to man, fuck this game.
Dude.
Yo, so hold on. The first like hour of the game is fine. There's
Yeah.
nothing like obviously wrong with it, but like the second half of the game just like wasn't fun and it put me in a bad mood, so it made it more obvious when like bad things were happening.
Freeman, I'm not disparaging you and Aiden. It's just
I
it
know,
was
but
hilarious.
you keep laughing at how my opinion changed. I'm trying to
Yes.
explain to you why. Like, I still stand behind my opinion. The first 3 hours of Halo 4
Sure,
are game,
sure. But
Our
it was-
game.
but the second half,
This is
no
game.
game.
But no, it's just because me and Tyler came in and we were like, "This is bad," and you guys were like, "This seems fine." And then we got to that point, and you guys were like, "Yes, we switched sides.
I
this
will
is bad."
I will give it to Freeman that like yes, him and Aiden had zero clue,
Sure,
right? Which is fine.
100%.
But I will say at the same time it does not detract of how funny it is.
Yeah,
But
it was great.
I
It
your
was-
argument is very valid.
Freeman, this is like when this was like another version of me and Val being shown Attack on Titan this year, which is another thing that could have been this year because we finally watched it. Like you
Thank
getting to
God.
see our reactions to things that you knew was coming. Well, me and Tyler knew that like some of those cutscenes were coming, and we got to watch live as you and Aiden freaked out about them.
What the fuck?
Were there particular scenes that you were like waiting for well in advance?
Hell yeah, boy!
Oh
Like, which
yeah,
ones?
especially the end. The end, I was waiting for fucking Aiden to pop off, and he did.
Dude.
Because I knew the ending was just bullshit, and he's like, "Wait a minute,
But also the like.
are you fucking It's just some fucking QTEs." I was like, "Yup." I knew he'd be pissed at that.
Honestly, I had forgotten about that flying sequence. As soon as we spawned in, I went, "Oh my god, I remember this! Holy shit!"
I
so
forgot about it too until we
So-
spawned in.
so everybody crashing into everything. It's so funny.
Dude, that segment was so shit. Like us spawning into a wall
Mm-hmm.
and blowing it.
Oh
Man,
my god, I forgot how bad that was.
yeah, the fucking put it out of your
It's fucking
memory. That's what
terrible.
happened.
It's so bad that it was like the only one of 2 or 3 times where we all died and had to load the checkpoint instead of respawn.
Dude, that was crazy.
But yeah, Halo. The other thing I played
Galo.
the only other new game I played this year, I think, was Yakuza Kiwami 2. Continuing my years of Yakuza. I look forward to playing Yakuza 7 next year.
Hell yeah.
Wait, I keep forgetting because I feel like I keep asking you, and you tell me the answer, and I immediately forget. Are you playing Like a Dragon at some point?
So Tyler, I just said I'm playing Yakuza 7 next year.
Yeah.
Is it the same
That's
game?
Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Is that real? Oh, man, it ain't got a fucking number attached to it. I don't fucking know. Shit, all it is Yakuza
Tyler,
Like a
it's
Dragon,
literally-
and I'm like,
hold on.
okay.
Hold on. I don't want to say anything. I want to check. Yakuza.
Swear to God, if it's
It
fucking
does
like
not
Alright,
say
fact checkers,
7.
let's go.
It does not
Right.
say 7.
it is.
It does not say 7 on Yakuza.
Yeah,
Like
I
a
knew it
Dragon.
didn't say 7 on it. Because I've seen ads for that shit for like the past like month and a half.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
So yeah, Yakuza 2. It's cool. Go ahead, Tyler. Talk about your game.
Oh, Disco Elysium that I forgot about. Well, the game came out late last year. So I'm counting it for this year. Especially since I didn't play it and no one started talking about it until the Game Awards last year. So like
That's fine, we'll allow it.
Yeah, it's for this year.
yeah. Yo, that game was fucking dope. A lot better than like I thought it was going to be. Like if people are like into point and click adventures, then this is like the game. Or D&D because literally everything you do is like, chance based. Literally.
Really.
Yeah, literally everything you do from like fucking I don't know. And like every decision you make, right, also affects everything. Like it is truly one of those games where your decisions matter. And it's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about it, but it's one of those games I recommend it if you're into that heavy RPG shit. But like if you don't like reading, then don't touch this game because you'll be reading a lot.
Okay.
If you don't like reading.
Yo, man, I know a ton of people who play video games and they're like, yo, I'll read like a little bit, or whatever. But like this game, you're literally reading a book. This whole thing's a fucking like Goosebumps novel. Choose your own adventure shit.
Gotcha. I've played
Um,
Phoenix, right? I know what I'm getting into.
Dude, it's more reading than Phoenix, right? I
Really?
think. Like there's so much like the world building, like a lot of your decisions depend on your previous knowledge. Like even if your character knows something and it like shows up in an option, like you can be in a dialogue with I don't know, another random character and like dialogue options will come up and some of them have to do with the actual world lore. And some of these motherfuckers are racist as hell. So you have to be careful on what like choice you pick for the dialogue option, or you can completely fuck up a quest line, and it's like, goddamn.
Hmm.
I mean, not like to the point where it'll break the game, but like it might not get you the desired outcome that you want.
Interesting.
So like it's that hardcore.
Cool.
Yeah. I understand why I got Game of the Year. It's bougie as fuck. All right, we can move on.
It's bougie as fuck.
All right, I put 2 things in our review. I don't know how much we really want to
No,
talk
yeah.
on, but This was the final year of Xbox One and PS4 being like
Dude.
the console generation.
That's actually crazy to me.
It's weird when you think about how long it's been, but it doesn't feel that long at all since they came out.
I think the other
It's been a
problem,
long time though.
I think part of the reason though, Freeman, for what you're saying, is the last generation before this was the insanely long generation. So now it feels like generations should last like 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because what Xbox 360 came out 2004,
Yeah, dude. That generation was so long.
and that all lasted until
It was like
2013.
it's like 12 or 13, I think, is when they started coming out. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. So you think almost a decade?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty wild. But we did make a lot of leaps in between, at least in like common tech, like 4K and shit, wanting to be, trying to run VR. I guess it
Do
made a
you,
lot more sense.
how big do you
Huh?
think, do you think 4K really hit its stride last generation?
I think when everyone started releasing the pro versions because consumer televisions all started supporting 4K, I think that was when we started to see
Yes.
the leap.
I just feel like I haven't
Yes.
seen that many people get new 4K TVs. Am
Really? I
weird?
see a ton of
Like-
people, literally.
Okay.
Like we've been on the point that 4K is kind of cheap. Like you go and you buy like a TCL TV off Amazon for 300. They're like 4K at 30 inches now. So
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
like as of this year, it's super common.
It must just be
Like-
because you know what? This is the year where I wasn't buying a new TV because of moving and quarantine and everything. That I haven't
Yeah,
really
if
worried about
you
it,
went on Amazon Black Friday or Walmart or wherever, you can
It's
find
4K
these really
everything.
cheap. Like I got my
but okay.
TV that like was it 4 years ago, 4K for $300. I think it's like a 48 inch.
Okay. Never
Yeah,
mind.
that was the problem I had last year. You guys have all seen my TV; it's 4K, but like I didn't design anything else around having 4K. Like I didn't upgrade to the PS4 Pro because I'm like I'm never gonna have a 4K TV. And then it was like, oh well, the PS5's on the horizon, and the computer I've hooked up to that TV is only a 1050, so I don't think it can push 4K.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I was
between-
glad. Those are good.
oh no, the one thing I'm actually excited about with this console generation dying is everyone's heated about whether ray tracing is good or not. But the fact of the matter was, as long as we had a console generation that couldn't really do ray tracing, you were going to see a lot of games developed to support it. But now that the new
Now.
generation is out and does support it to some degree, you're going to see more games attempting to use it for PC at least
I
successfully.
mean, ray tracing's like used in the right kind of thing. It looks really nice. But then sometimes it fucking reflects off of a surface and you get blinded. Like
Yeah,
like sometimes it's really bad. Like I've seen it really bad in Call of Duty. Like some of my friends who have ray tracing on, and
Mhm.
it does not look good in some of those environments.
interesting.
Quake RTX, believe it or not, is like pretty fucking good.
Well, yeah,
Really?
it's easy to make it. Well, not easy, but I mean, it's
Yeah,
a
like
crazy old game.
it's an old game. Like it's just one of those like testaments to like how lighting can really make or break art. Right? And it's like it's a super old game and like they added ray tracing to it and like you just see the definition in a lot of shapes and everything. It's just pretty cool to even
That was
just
really
look
cool.
at, to like understand from a like an artistic standpoint. And like, well, I guess not just artistic but also like processing, right? Because you have to have like still like a like decent hardware to like run shit like
I think
that.
decent's
It-
even an understatement.
Yeah, true. That's true. Like people don't understand the amount of resources that it takes to do light mapping.
Mhm.
Oh my God. Like if you guys have ever worked, well, I guess I know you guys haven't, but like if you've ever seen like people try to render things like in an engine or whatever,
Mhm.
it takes so much time because the game is trying to calculate all of
doing a
these
lot of
different
math.
variables for light. Yeah, and
Yep.
it's fucking nuts. And I know this just because
Been there.
I've done stuff like
I've
that.
been there.
I've been there in the long ago
But you know what's funny?
where my
Because
level would take me 30 seconds to render.
it's funny because people keep going like, "Oh, Sony beat beat Microsoft for this generation, and they kind of did. They did. But the real winner of this generation is that little Switch that could.
Dude, Nintendo does it again. They. How do I
Funny
put
because I'm
this?
selling my Switch.
Honestly, not a bad decision. How do I
Should have
put
done
it?
it 6 months ago.
I don't know. When
Yeah.
Nintendo announced the Switch, I was convinced I'm like, this is it. This is the end of like mobile Nintendo gaming. But they managed to find this weird niche where they like, this is how we compete with these consoles that are clearly stronger. We will also be a handheld.
Honestly,
And
it's not the console. It's the games.
it's the games. It's
Nothing matters.
the first party games are the only
Yeah.
reason you play a Nintendo console.
It's they could have made the worst handheld and docked console on the planet, and it would have sold like hotcakes. I mean, hell, look at the Switch Lite. The Switch Lite sells like a maniac.
And this is
Yeah.
100% the Nintendo figured out how to market their shit. Like I still cannot believe they named the Wii U the Wii U and then had to deal with the backlash of being like, people don't realize this is a separate
I
console.
don't even think it's that. I think it's literally just the Nintendo name and the games. Animal Crossing was like the biggest thing on the planet for like 2 months.
Oh my god, it destroyed Twitter.
It's like
It was wild.
like between that and like Zelda last year and Mario, like no one has these games except this. Like in this age of Microsoft putting their stuff out on Xbox and PC with like Game Pass and stuff like that, like you're always going to have to buy the Nintendo console to buy the fucking Nintendo games. Period.
Yeah.
Even Sony put Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. I haven't played it yet, but like fuck, like everybody else is willing to cross-pollinate a little, and then Nintendo's like, better buy a fucking Switch, asshole.
Get into this closed garden because that's the only way you're gonna play Zelda and Mario.
Speaking of getting
Honestly,
in there, at the ass end of the podcast, look
yeah, because we
who comes
stopped
in.
doing calls. Because we stopped doing
Uh,
calls for some dumbass reason.
wow, okay, you don't want me here? That's
It's not like
fine.
That's
Couldn't
not
just
even
sneak out
what
into
I
the call.
said, but it's
That's
what.
exactly what you just
That's not.
said.
We're also not
You
in the
don't
dedicated
love
podcast
me.
channel on the Discord right now.
That's true. I realized that, and I was
Also
going to drag us,
true.
but I didn't want to interrupt at any point.
I mean,
Understandable.
That's fine.
here we are. I apologize. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Interrupt
Hi.
the podcast you've been on.
How's
for most
it
of the year.
going?
It's not like you haven't been here.
Listen.
So.
Welcome to the
Listen.
podcast.
That's true.
Nice to have
he
you.
isn't really a person right now because he only exists.
I'm
in
not a
WoW.
person. I just play WoW. I'm not a person.
See,
This
he
is the guy
admits it.
who's blown me
I
off from
am
Dark Souls.
I am just
about
a
dozen
cog in the
times.
machine, friends.
Seriously. Can't even break away for an hour to play some Dark Souls. It's fucking pathetic.
I mean, okay, listen. I
Pathetic or
got some
legendary?
other stuff going on. It's not
Yeah,
just
other
it's
stuff
not just
being-
No,
WoW.
it's fine. Aiden, don't even say it's not just WoW. You've spent every time I get on Discord these days, you're fucking active on Discord, and I know for a fact it's a WoW Discord you're in.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, yeah, that's true. That's not wrong, but I
Yeah.
do have more stuff than just WoW happening
know,
right
I know,
now.
I
That's
know.
just, it's like, I
Are you
apologize.
playing
I
WoW
formally
right now?
apologize to you. I formally
Are you
apologize
playing
to you,
WoW right
Tim.
now?
He's
'cause I
not sorry,
wanted
but
to-
he's
I
still
wanted to play that.
apologizing.
I'm not sorry, but I'm still
No,
apologizing.
I
You
get
are
that,
correct.
but are you playing WoW?
Am I on WoW right now? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I'm on my rank 78 shaman.
Oh, he went up
You went
30
from
ranks.
108 to 78. Jesus.
Hey.
I'm DDoSing
What's up,
fucking
dude?
Blizzard. I'm doing this.
No, you're not. You don't have
I'm
the
doing it.
resources. You
I'll
can't stop
find a
me.
way. It'll take me years.
All right,
The coal train.
Hold on.
It'll
Let's,
take me years to build resources, but I'll
let's-
do it.
let's finish.
Okay,
let's
I
finish
didn't
off.
mean to derail, so
No,
continue,
You're
please.
fine. You're fine. We'll finish the. So
I was
we
only
were-
going to add one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't think the games, this is just my own opinion, Switch games just have not been that strong ever since it came out for me. The only two games I ever really truly enjoyed were Zelda and Odyssey, Mario Odyssey. That's it.
It's fair.
Yep. Guess
Yeah, the
what?
only-
2 games I decided to start replaying on the Switch the other day.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Um,
like that's why I'm selling this bitch.
Tyler,
Damn, you're selling it? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
I'm selling it.
Totally respected.
Tyler, the two things that did matter this year, though, not just one, but two Dresden books this year, baby.
2 Dresden books this year, baby. Oh my god. Actually, the bet. All right, out of all the things that have come out this year,
This
and
might be
it's
the
gonna
most
be really
important,
sad.
actually.
It's sad for me to say this because I've literally
Why
been
is it
like
sad?
anticipating Cyberpunk for so long, and like even though I've put in this many hours and like I really enjoy the game, like it's not as like
Good.
breathtaking
Yo.
as I wanted it to be.
But Dresden,
That being
though.
said, the Dresden Files books, not one of them were bangers. Both of them were bangers. Like
hot,
they were
hot.
not. They were not letdowns by
Faking gay.
any means.
Nope. This
Faking
was
gay.
a lot. It's funny in like we talk like movies with Marvel and everything. It's like all these crossovers are a big deal. Obviously, it's just one guy, but like Dresden Files, this literally is the culmination of like every single book coming together to touch this story in some way, and it actually works out amazingly.
Yeah,
Like it's
like 100%.
crazy. There's shit in here that's like, yeah, remember book 1? Yeah.
Remember? Yeah, remember all of it. Remember, you remember?
I remember.
Remember the side stories? I hope you read the side story.
God, what a rep
Tyler,
here.
did you read those microfictions that were pretty good that I sent you?
Oh, yeah, you did.
You should do
Or
that.
I did, I mean, shit.
Molly on Christmas racing against Santa Claus, pretty good.
Pretty good. Yo, it's all good, man.
You know, it's not good.
Saul Goodman.
Sulk.
Saul Goodman.
Something that's not great. Magic.
Oh,
It's been a
no.
rocky year for Magic.
Yeah, we opened
Oh.
so it feels weird to go like I was trying to remember like what my last memory of having lunch with my coworkers was, and I distinctly remember texting or messaging the Magic group chat we have, just complaining about blue green being oppressive and standard, and it feels so weird to me to think that was the same year we're currently in, where just standard is just equally as garbage as it was at the start of the year,
Dude, can you believe
and then maybe a little less garbage, but still it's not good.
this year started with Uro and it's still alive and historic? That's crazy.
Yeah.
This is the year that showed that Wizards' power creep is real. Secret layers are here to stay, and Wizards wants money. That's Magic. That's it.
I'm trying to remember what the original. They said they swapped to this design philosophy called Fire, and I forget what it stands.
Oh.
F is for fun, I is for inviting, R is for replayable, E is for exciting. And I think everyone was just like,
Yes, Magic is on fire. That's correct.
yeah, Magic's on fire. It was something like fuck it, rares, and I forget what the E in the joke was. But point is, it's just like these, like they're not designing good formats. Like the sets might be cool.
And apparently Limited has been actually a fantastic year. Like literally, apparently every set was a great Limited format almost all the way through.
I mean, fuck War of the Spark. The others have been fine, but
Dude,
I
War of the
haven't-
Spark
I really
wasn't
haven't
this
played-
year.
it wasn't. But every set since then has been like
yeah, sure.
what I consider a bad standard set, but they've all been good like limited sets.
Ugh, dude, it's just been wild. I haven't bought much Magic product this year, and that's okay. But
Yeah, no, definitely need the ability to play in person again, and then it'll definitely be worth buying these paper cards.
Freeman, speaking of money though.
Speaking of money, all right, so all right, this is actually a poor part of my life because I waste way too much fucking time on it. But ever since Giga put up that video about how he spent $5,000 on waifus or $1,000 on waifus and gacha games,
Well, guess what?
which he didn't actually do, I watched that video and I was like, these games actually look kind of fun. So,
Oh my god.
so I was like, I'll finally understand what the mystery of Fate Grand Order is, and part of me wishes I hadn't unsealed this because the lore is
Unseal the
something
hush
else.
casket.
It's the waifus are just crazy. Everything about this game, I'm just drawn in. Now I'm part of this community. I'm on another Discord where people are just doing number crunches on how to just most optimal farming strategies. And in another thread, it's just like why your waifu's trash. And it's just like this is what I walked into, and I didn't realize I needed it in my life, and I'm kind of pissed that I do. But this has been a phenomenal time waste. And no, I have not spent $1,000 on waifus like Gigak did.
Nah, he spent $2,000.
But yeah, I'd like unironically, I've been playing a fuck ton of this game on the side. Enough that I thought it warranted talking about it for 2020. Don't make the same mistake I did. Just don't play gacha games. It's literal hell. Don't do it.
You shouldn't.
As
I've
the rest of the world
watched
decided that Genshin Impact was the big game they wanted to play,
Oh my god.
and then slowly
Yeah,
learn
we
what the
got a
fuck a
couple
gacha
people-
is.
Oh my god! I don't
who
want to
play
talk
that.
about it. No, stop, please.
I had so many friends who played it. They're like, "Wait,
No.
can you believe there's like loot boxes in this game?" And I was just like, you call
No
them loot
shit.
boxes? That's cute."
It's so dumb. I can't stand it. The gotcha game phenomenon needs to fucking just die.
That's why like
It's ridiculous.
to rewind
Like,
back to the Switch
oh,
being
no-
mobile, like when Nintendo's like, we're a console now, I'm sitting here like, damn, like cell phone games are the future of mobile games, and cell phone games as a whole are just how do we cash grab it?
Yeah. Man, I've just every single time I have seen now several people hop on the Genshin Impact train, and it's like, no, I'm not gonna spend money. I'm not gonna do it. It's not designed like that. And then like 2 days later, it's like, so how much money did you spend? I only spent like $30. It's fine. And then 2 days later, like, oh, so I started like subscribing to it. So now
Next
I'm
one. So I
paying
had to
monthly.
remortgage my house, but I got the SSR that I wanted. All good.
Oh my god.
Oh god, it's painful. Like, no, it's not predatory. No, it's not. I swear. Cough, cough. You know who I'm talking about, Tyler.
Yo, man, his opinions on almost everything are actually just factually wrong.
I know, but
Like,
he's a special
actually.
snowflake, so
Hold on,
he has to be, right?
are you just questioning his opinion on Genshin Impact right now, or is this a
No,
larger-
his global
Life, dude.
opinions.
Life. Life.
His global variable for opinion is just set to false.
Jesus.
damn?
The only thing I'd say this dude has recommended that no, alright, two things. And think this is only one thing. The only two things was ReZero and Hunter x Hunter. That's it.
All right,
That's the
listen.
only good
No, no,
opinion.
no,
I
hold on,
only
hold on.
give ReZero shit as a meme. I actually think ReZero's fine. I don't think it's
Alright.
good. I think it's fine.
Then it's
Um,
two.
Hold on.
What?
Let's to try to end this thing off. Freeman, you actually put a thing here. Is this a joke? Obviously,
It was
not
more of an open discussion about what was our favorite anime of 2020, because I think we
as-
did this in previous
As
years.
you guys were talking, I've been looking through the list of all anime that came out this year, and I'm gonna cheat, and I'm going to say, where the fuck is it? I don't want Freeman to tell me. I want to find it again.
What?
The two shows by Silverlink this year, Villainous and Misfit, are in a year that was super dark and depressing. They are some of the funniest. I guess you could throw Isekai Quartet Season 2 in there, but for comedy anime to be this stellar, I found both of them super fun, super enjoyable. Val and I started rewatching more of Villainous after we showed Tyler and Leslie the first two episodes. Both shows were so fun, so entertaining. Perfect recipe to help get over this year was those two shows. Absolutely those two together.
So
Alright.
going through shows I finished in 2020 was annoying because a lot of these were holdovers that started in 2019. There honestly wasn't, like, all things considered, like I don't want to put stuff like Attack on Titan or ReZero in here, because even though ReZero finished its first half, I don't feel like passing judgment on it is okay, because it's very clearly meant to be consumed with the second half. In terms of shows that started and finished in 2020, like there aren't that many really good ones. Like Alicization would have been
Damn,
good
okay,
if the ending
Freeman, I
was
just
a little
named two of them.
no, but I'm prefacing it because I want to say that probably the second season of A Sentence of a Bookworm was probably my favorite show that started and ended in 2020.
Also, I was looking at that one too.
Like even just looking at what I gave our reviews for, like I think, what did I give? The only 10 I gave this year was the Made in Abyss movie, which didn't actually air in 2020.
Yes, it did. According to
Not
Wikipedia,
in the US it aired in 2020,
no.
but
Apparently in according to Wikipedia, in January 17th is when it came out in Japan.
All right, fine. I redact my statement. Made in Abyss was the best movie of the year, but in terms of series,
Yeah, I love that fucking movie though.
Yes, I would agree with that.
I only gave technically I watched Astro Lost in Space here and gave it a 10, but that technically came out in 2019. But the two shows that I gave 9s this year were Ascendance of a Bookworm season 2 and then season 2 of Kaguya-sama Love is War. Both for very different reasons. So those are probably my favorite anime of 2020 if I had to put it down.
Damn, I didn't know you liked Bookworm that much. I mean, it's
It
really
was
good, but
like, so I don't know what it was, but like the last half of the last arc with the whole like fucking operation to take down the tree really blew up my perception of it, because I realized like the world is a lot bigger than what we're seeing so far, and it gave me a lot of hope for what's going to happen in season 3. Like, if you get just outside of this one town, like what's really going on out there?
okay.
And I liked specifically the way they choose to trickle information to you is really well done. You don't see it in a lot of other shows like this.
Tyler, do you have a pick?
Man, I'm like looking back on all the stuff.
Here, I'll post. This
As-
is the Wikipedia I'm using. If anybody needs
As
it,
far
or
as
if Aiden can
shows
pause to
go,
look at
yeah, I was
stuff.
like I want to say RE0, but like I haven't like it's kind of confusing right now. Never thought it actually like confused me this much.
Oh, I love the confusion. It hurts so good.
But like I don't know,
Hurt me more, Snake. Hurt me more,
Yes, that's
dog.
how I feel about it. Oh shit! I didn't know the Shirobako movie actually came out. It's still impossible to watch in the U.S.
oh, you posted here.
Yeah, and podcast.
Um. Let's see here, because I feel like I might have
Oh man,
forgotten
hey, actually, I
about
have
a
10 out of
stuff.
10 series.
Aiden, what about you? Do you have, while Tyler's looking, do you have an anime off the top of your head?
For what? What
This
about an
year.
anime?
We're talking about 2020, wrapping it up.
Oh, my favorite for this year?
Yeah.
Oh, baby, you know what it is.
Fucking
Dude,
Demon Academy, for fuck's
Fucking
sake.
Oh
I think
my
I
God.
started laughing.
damn right it was Demon Academy.
Of course, I know it is. I know what it is.
Oh, I
Dude, I'm
fucking
fine-
love
honestly,
I
I'm
love
fine with that.
Misfitted Demon Academy.
That
It was
show is
so
a
good.
banger. Me and Aiden will forever have Saturday Demon Academy dates. As
It
one of the
fucking
highlights of
goddamn
2020.
straight.
It was
Season
fantastic.
2, I'm
Wow.
ready. I got my popcorn
Yeah.
already in the fucking
100%,
microwave.
100%.
Oh my God.
Honestly,
Don't
nothing
tell
this
me who to
year.
love, Tyler.
Jesus.
Don't tell
No,
me who I
I'm
should
not
love.
going to.
Oh wait, I didn't talk about it because it's not done airing yet, but I've brought it up. Higurashi When They Cry. So at first I was kind of mad at it. So like this is an old horror series, and it got the Studio Dean treatment. And for those who don't know what that means, like before Konosuba, being animated by Studio Dean was a death sentence. The reason no one got into Fate when it came out is because Studio Dean did the first anime. So it's always rough to go back and recommend this horror show that was animated pretty poorly. But when they came with the sequel that was meant for newcomers, but then also meant for people who saw the original, I doubted it. But the way they're layering a mystery on top of the original mystery from the first show means that you can legitimately enjoy this as someone who watched the entire original series or someone brand new. And I've got to hand it to them. That's very hard to do, and they're pulling it off. And it's not Studio Dean doing it this time. Instead, it's the studio that did Interspecies Reviewers. So hats off to
Awesome.
Higurashi.
Oh, that was
Alright, well,
another good one. Was that from this year though?
What, Tyler?
Higurashi's airing right now. Yeah, it's not
No,
done
no,
yet.
not Higurashi.
Oh, Interspecies Reviewers. Yes, that was this year.
That was this year. Yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah, there was nothing I watched there's nothing new or ongoing this year that I watched and thought like, man, this is amazing. Like
just kidding.
nothing.
Anime of the year was Iron Blooded Orphans for me because I watched it. No, I'm kidding.
Are we talking about stuff that like
no, no,
Iron
no.
Blood,
That
Iron Blooded
existed?
Orphans was good.
um,
It was good.
just to round.
I
out the
did
year,
watch that this year.
Just to round out, movies of the year, since so few came out. Probably Made in Abyss or Soul. That's not a hard pick.
Oof. Yeah, Made in Abyss is really. Oh fuck! I'm so mad that I missed that movie.
I'm trying to find
I'm
any
sure
other.
you can find it, Aiden.
I guess technically Onward
I'm
was
sure I
2020.
can, but it's like
Onward
I
was good.
like
Soul's better.
Made in Abyss
Probably.
is something that I actually want to support, so I'm like willing to spend money to
That's
see
fair.
that movie.
Buy the Blu-ray then, yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'll say this because I don't think I mentioned it before the end of the year last year.
Oh, Mulan's
Oh,
the
I
best movie of the
know.
year? Got it.
No, I know it did. Never mind. I thought
No.
Vinland Saga came out at the beginning of this year. It did not. It came
No.
out last
No,
year.
that was a while ago.
Yo, I want Vinland Saga season 2 so fucking
Actually,
bad
we were
though.
talking about on the podcast at the beginning, Aiden. There's apparently there's an announcement coming soon about Vinland Saga.
No.
Yeah.
So get your hopes up.
Don't tease me like this, Daddy.
So yeah, I don't know. There's like I watched a lot of anime this year, or a lot for me. A lot of it is stuff that's already like come out already. So
Not
like yeah,
2020
nothing.
launches. Everything else you can
Yeah,
look back
nothing
for the
really.
podcast and see.
Even fucking Attack on Titan this season hasn't been that great so far for me.
Oof.
I don't know. For you, maybe. I think it's
For
very good,
me,
but it's
for
not
me,
done, so I refuse to cast
Freeman.
any judgment on it.
Freeman, I agree with you. At the same time, when me, Val, and Tyler watch the new episodes on Monday, none of us are super feeling it yet.
Damn, I'm
It's
glad I'm
just
not
so,
watching.
Dude,
it's so different.
especially after coming off like so we would watch Mandalorian first. And then, like, we would be on the high of Mandalorian and then watch Attack on Titan. I'm like, wow, nothing's happening. This is a great show.
100% on you guys for watching the exciting show first.
Whatever.
I feel like that was a mistake.
Yeah, how am I
Also,
supposed
can
to
we
know?
fuck Mandalorian season 2 fucking amazing.
Yes.
Fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
And so we finished everything else. Give us like 2 minutes. Shows, games, anime, anything that came out this year that's super highlighted.
Okey-dokey.
You can look through our list through the show notes too for inspiration.
Oh yes, those are things.
Obviously,
show
WoW's
notes are
best
things.
expansion ever came out. Oh, real quick, Aiden, did you see that there was a leak
Yeah.
about Classic getting Burning Crusade?
Yes, the Burning Crusade. Apparently, the beta is starting in February, and they're looking at a potential May release.
Shit.
Which I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it might be a fucking mistake because Shadowlands is really good. So like they kind of might be shooting themselves in the foot here, putting this development time into the Burning Crusade because everybody wanted Classic, right? Because fucking Battle for Azeroth was dog shit. It was a terrible expansion. Nobody wanted to play it. They released Classic and it was a fucking banger because BFA was trash and they're like, even this 15-year-old game is better than the current version of WoW.
Oof.
But now we have Shadowlands, and Shadowlands, let me fucking tell you, man. Like, there's some fucking things that I have issues with, but they're like very minor, like nitpicky shit. Like, Shadowlands is a fucking great expansion so far. Like, hold on, let me fucking just make myself really sad right now. So currently at max level, I have 10 days, 18 hours, 22 minutes, and 36 seconds played
Jesus.
on my shaman. With a day being 24 hours.
What the fuck?
It's a really fucking good expansion.
Okay.
And the Burning Crusade is just not going to be able to compete
So,
with this.
Aiden, do you think... hold on. Since we were talking about games, do you think the WoW expansion is your best game of 2020? Because you played, I think, the most new games this year of anybody.
Is it my... That's a good question. I mean, probably, yeah. Just on, like, pure time sunk into the game. This is a different game. This is a different kind of game, though,
Sure.
right? This is, like, almost barely a game, and it's more of a job.
You're not wrong. It's an accurate statement on most MMOs.
Like, this is definitely the game I've put the most time into. Is it the game I've had the most fun and enjoyment of, though? I mean, yeah. Yeah, it is. I'd say it's a close second with, like Hades was really fucking good this year. I thoroughly enjoyed Hades. fucking Ghost of Tsushima is
Yeah, it's
still
probably
one of
Ghost of
like
Sushi.
my favorite
of
games that I've
Sushi.
played in recent memory.
Freeman, Iceborne was on PC
I forgot to
this year
mention that.
also.
I'm bad.
It was?
No,
I thought
it's
it was.
alright, man.
Or was it? It was consoles early, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was January 9th. First thing this year that came out this year was.
I knew it was
Monster Hunter Iceborne.
2020. Yeah, Iceborne was fun. I still haven't played any of the DLC stuff or like
Oh,
later added
Iceborne,
monsters.
yeah, that's the Iceborne expansion for Monster Hunter on PC specifically was fucking great, and I'm very much looking forward to Rise, and I look
Oh.
forward to our adventures in the future, Friedman.
Oh yes. You know what? I'm gonna have to actually get Switch Online for this.
Yeah, I actually canceled that Switch Online because, like, what the fuck am I paying for that?
Now you got.
Like,
Now we got
not
one
worth.
game.
Now you have your one reason to play to purchase it. And I mean, like, Monster Hunter Rise is looking good so far. I really hope that they put some time into doing like a World 2 though.
Oh yeah.
Cuz like I mean, it just look at graphically, just like mechanically they're making it interesting, and good on them for that, because I think they have to do that to make it appealing. Cuz like graphically the game looks like it's fucking 8 years old already.
Aiden, real quick, two things. One for you and Tyler, and one that I don't know if you had anything to say about it. Resident Evil 3 remake came out this year.
Did it?
Resident
that
Evil
was this year.
3? I didn't play that one.
I think
You
did.
watched me play. You might as well
Watch-
have.
I
You
Yeah,
watched
we
me
you
watched
play
Tyler.
it.
It was fine. I thought it was. Watching him
It was
play
fine.
it was fine.
But
It was,
It was
that's
like-
all I'll give it. It's fine.
It should have been Resident Evil Code Veronica remake, is what it should have been.
Aiden, we also
Hell
talked about
yeah!
it.
But you know what though? The problem is they weren't going to do that because they had to do the like, yo, we made
know.
Resident Evil 3 out of Resident Evil 2 assets. We're just gonna do this again.
True. Yeah. I mean, they did. History repeats itself. It was.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was right there on the fucking nose. It was cool. The game was really short. Like, it didn't seem like it had the replay value that 2 had. Like,
No.
I mean, even 2, like, unless you were like a speedrunner, right? Or if you had interest in unlocking the special stuff. 2 didn't really have a lot of replay value either. Aside from
'Cause
like
we-
seeing that extra area as Claire, because Claire had that second you had like the mid game section was different between the two characters.
Aiden,
I was
Final
gonna say because we
Fantasy.
beat it. Oh,
Sorry, I'm just trying to power through because we're over 2 hours and almost 10 minutes now.
I mean, we
Whatever,
could just
man.
stop.
It's fucking end of the year.
I
Nah,
know.
man. They can fucking wait. Fuck them. This
They
is your
can
podcast.
wait.
Yeah, I know, and I'm saying Final Fantasy, Aiden.
Final Fantasy. I like Final Fantasy. I'm concerned because y'all know why I'm concerned.
Tyler
Yeah.
and Aiden, Last of Us Part
What?
2?
I don't care for it.
right.
Well, you may now, I'm
Gameplay.
just saying.
Gameplay was good. Story was not good. My review.
I
Because
mean,
Aiden watched me play through that.
that's another game that I want. I feel like Tyler should be. I'm gonna speak for Tyler here. All right.
Oh Jesus! Because your opinion is a lot more different than mine, though.
Yeah, but the gameplay looked great. It looked like it played fucking fantastically. Everything was buttery smooth. Like, just the visceral, even me watching it, I could feel just how visceral the gameplay was. Like, painting the wall with somebody's gray matter with a shotgun after you take their wig off, you know,
Yeah, it's
like
pretty
that's
good. It's
that was
pretty
some
fucking
that
good.
was some like whew, mwah, spicy meatball kind of shit. The story was awful.
This is
it
where
was
Aiden can speak for me on this.
Incredibly disjointed from everything that we loved from the first game. Like, the characters that you loved from the first game, it felt like they weren't even the same people anymore. Like, I mean, I get that they did a time skip, but it was like they were completely it's like you're in a different universe or like an alternate reality.
Game of
The
year.
sequence of events was jarring to say the least. I think. And it was just there was a very poor attempt to make a character likable after you already just assassinated the character to begin with. Like,
Yes.
it was just, they dug themselves a real deep hole that I don't think they made enough ladders to get out of.
Okay. Last
Yeah.
thing
But
I made.
Tyler can elaborate further from there.
Oh.
But that's how I personally felt about it, and I didn't even play it.
I mean, that's pretty much the consensus is pretty much that. And I think I touched on it a lot when I first spoke about it in one of the episodes like forever ago. But yeah, like I get it. Got game of the year. But fuck man, like I don't care what anybody says. That especially like the ending of it and like what everything amounted to for that game, just not what I was expecting in a kind of game like that, nor was it any sort of cohesive thing. And on top of all of that, it was way too long. Game needed to be much shorter.
It did feel like it drug on for a really long time.
It's because they wanted to drive home a point, so they were so focused on driving home the point of a dual story that it detracted from the game as a whole, and I thought it ruined the pacing. It absolutely like threw it in the fucking garbage.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, Last of Us 2,
Yeah,
ladies and gents.
that was a big part of it. There was too much back and forth between these two stories. Like really, honestly, if they wanted to, I think they would have been better served just focusing on the story that I think they wanted to focus on, which was well, I mean, we can talk about it, right? How long has it been out now?
I
'Cause-
don't even know. I already clicked off the page.
yeah, so I think
Wait, we're talking
they
about
put
Last
a
of Us
lot of
still?
emphasis on Abby's story, and like if they wanted, I think they probably would have been better served in the long run just focusing on her
Damn, it won
and what she
every
was gonna do.
award. It won every major award at the Game Awards except for art direction, VR game, and mobile game.
Which was absolute horse shit. I
Because you know
say
what the best game of the year was?
Character.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Fucking Ghost of Sushi, bro. That game. Woo! Talk about
Yeah.
gameplay. Talk about the story.
All right. We already talked about Ghost of Sushi.
Fine. That's fine.
Aiden, last game I can think of though, Doom Eternal.
It was fucking Doom, and it was great.
Yeah.
Fucking bang that BFG division. Let's go kill some fucking demons.
Dude.
BFG Division's
Uh,
first game.
Whatever, man.
Damn.
You know what I'm fucking.
wrecked.
You know what I meant. Play the fucking death metal and fucking kill demons.
Any
All right.
movies, Aiden? Did you watch Wonder Woman or Soul or any other
I-
movies this year?
I have no desire to fucking see Wonder Woman.
It's okay. We had a spoiler section about how it wasn't great.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I mean,
By it
hey,
wasn't great, I meant
good for
Me
me.
and Freeman agree it was quite bad.
Probably the best movie I watched this year was Star Wars Episode 9 because it was the only movie I watched this year.
Yeah, you triggered a lot of people with that
Freeman, that
sentence
movie
until you
didn't
finished
come out
this.
this year.
Not
about-
to say it's good, it's just the best one I
Freeman,
watched.
No. Or, Aiden, we're talking about movies that came out in 2020, so you can't even cheat.
Oh,
movies that
fair.
are
I
also-
can't even use that. Shit.
Nope.
What movies even came out this year?
Made the best
Good, we
movie. There you go.
disqualified him from that hot take.
Yeah, all right. I am saved from myself.
Oh, wait, you didn't even
I
watch
don't
the
think
Made
I
the Best
actually
movie.
saw any movies that came out in 2020. I really don't think I did.
Yeah, it was slim pickings this year
Yeah. No, totally.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, for obvious reasons.
for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
That should go without saying.
Yeah, James Bond's next year again.
I got halfway
Fucking-
through Tenet though and said fuck it. If that means anything, I don't know.
That's shots fired. Some people, I'm sure.
Dude,
I'm-
that movie is for big brain people. Like I don't know where Christopher Nolan thinks he's trying to like do here. He's always trying to cater to big brain
Christopher
people.
Nolan.
Dude, with his blah soundtrack and like,
Yeah, I still need to watch Tenet.
I mean, yo, if y'all want to watch Tenet at some point, my other friend Tim, has access to it.
I'm sure I have it on Plex too. Wow.
Damn,
Jesus.
Damn.
I'm just
Damn.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Literally
Shots.
blows me off.
Very
and
bold
then
of you to
goes,
go on to
"Fuck you."
his YouTube channel content and piss him off.
Seriously, like
I
The
know,
block is
right?
hot.
He already fucking hates me. I like
I
can barely
literally-
find time to play Dark Souls
I
2 with him.
literally built a second Dark Souls character to keep doing co-op with Aiden, so I could also play it by myself.
Yeah.
And he says this shit.
All right,
I
Timpedia
know.
Army,
I'm
you
a
heard
terrible
it. Let's get hashtag
No.
cancel Aiden party going.
Sorry,
No,
excuse me. It's the
no.
Timpire.
There you go. Sorry, I
Okay.
forgot what it was.
Well, and with
It's
that,
amazing.
and with that,
With that,
2020
we're gonna
is
cut
over.
off as
2020 is officially canceled. Let's just get out of here.
Yo, thank fuck for that. Fuck 2020. This has been a terrible year. God bless all of you.
Bad
Good
year,
health
but-
and good luck to all of the people.
But-
Cause fucking goddamn.
Bad year,
Well
but we
put.
thankfully had some good content.
True. There was some good content.
But yeah, still shitty year. Anyway, that's gonna do it for us here. Man, 2 hours 16 minutes. We haven't done this one this long in a while.
Yeah.
But we're gonna sign off for 2020, and we will see everybody in the fresh new year. And hopefully, we'll finally find out when we can watch Mugen Train. So it'll be 2021.
And then we can start talking about whether it beats out Spirit Away in the US. Yeah. Mugen Train never ends.
But until we get to 2021 and do our preview show for 2021, we'll see you guys in a few weeks for that magical journey. But until then, my name's Timpedia.
I'm Friedman.
just Tyler.
3-hour Timpedia podcast 2021 for that Demon Slayer incoming.
And we'll
Amazing
catch you
AIDS
guys-
out.
We'll catch you guys in the new year. Thanks for listening.